Good morning, evening, and afternoon, everyone. My name is Galactic Bear, and welcome into today's streamiversary. Kind of an exciting time. Not necessarily, I shouldn't even say streamiversary because that's not necessarily true. It's more 2 years into content creation. And actually, hold on, like I said, I made a little graphic of a timeline. So, like, here you go. Here's where we're at. We're on our good mornings and welcomes. That being said, the 2-year streamiversary is not exactly coherent. It's 2 years of content creation, but there's also some breaks in there for multiple months. So it's this weird thing because technically it's 2 years, but also it's like a year and a half, right around something like that. But yeah. It's good to be here. It's good to boil it down to say 2 years because realistically, like, I'm not gonna be the person that's like, well, actually, I've only been doing this for 18 months or anything like that. But yeah, 2 years making content, and what a 2 years it has been because we have gone from our humble beginnings in my shared bedroom with my wife.
Actually.
That's a year and a half. Yeah, well, it's 2 years making content because whatever. Good afternoon to you, Matt. How are you doing today? Are you watching any sports today? Any what do you watch any college football? Are you into college or are you just into NFL? Also, what food were you heating up? No sports? Had to ask. Not into college football. That's fair. That's fair. I don't know. You know, some people are into both. Some people are into one or the other. So, you know, that's always. And leftover Thanksgiving. Nice. I had some leftover Thanksgiving food after stream yesterday. It was really good. It was quite good. I have to say, it was pretty fuego. But yeah, welcome in. Good morning. There might be a guest appearance. Ham, turkey, mashed taters, and gravy. We love it. Not a guest appearance in person, but a guest appearance in chat at some point of the wife. So, you know, we'll have to see. Not in person, not today. But that being said, yeah, hi. How are you guys? It's it's been a little weird. Like, a little weird, but like good. Cause like, I don't know. It's one of those weird things I have a confliction with of like, obviously I want to give today the recognition it deserves of like today, or like, you know, this day 2 years ago was kind of like the day I decided to change my life as far as like my career path and everything like that. But like, I don't know. It is just like, in a sense, like it's another day, like another day to stream, another day to, you know, connect with you guys. And oh, it's a little interesting, but yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. It's also interesting to think about like all of the people I've met along the way, both professionally and obviously just friends, communities, everything like that. It's really like, I was thinking about this last night. I didn't go to bed like when I normally do. And I was kind of just like, you know, staring at the ceiling fan kind of deal. Because, yeah, it's my life 2 years ago was very different. Was very different. And it's one of those things that like, it's in my brain of like different, but like in a good way. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess that kind of insomnia hit you hard last night. Couldn't fall asleep. Yeah, like I feel that. I wasn't necessarily, like I said, I didn't have like, I don't know what I want to say. Like, I didn't have like typical insomnia where you just couldn't fall asleep. Mine was more just like reminiscing, you know, thinking in the past, but also to the future, because now I can actually talk about kind of what plans are, what visions are, that sort of thing. as opposed to yesterday where I was like, well, I'll talk about that tomorrow, but also like here's a little bit, but also I'll talk about it tomorrow, but also. So I don't know. It's a good day for me to kind of just like ramble with you guys. You guys are gonna get the treatment that my wife gets all the time, where I'm just talking and her lovely self is just going, mm-hmm. Because it's one of those things, you know, this isn't her atmosphere, this isn't her scene. So you know, she wants to. Oh dude, yeah, it's great. She just listens all the time. You know how it's usually like the wife is the talker? I'm the talker. Yeah, no, but she'll be interested. You know, I give her so much credit for that, of just like, it isn't anything she's interested in, like by nature. This isn't her thing, but like, you know, she's that's what I mean. She will not I shouldn't even say like put on a face, because that's not true. Like, she is genuinely interested because I'm interested, but like out in the everyday world, that's not her thing. So I always talk her ear off, and I'm just like, yeah, babe, and this and that, and blah blah blah. And she's like, oh, did you get a new like camera? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, cool. Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, today is kind of the day that you guys get to experience me just rambling. Like, I have an outline of like what I want to talk about to make sure I stay like relatively on track. But there's going to be like a fair amount of just chatting. Oh, funny enough, that's the category we're in, so. But Matt, how are you today? What's going on with you? Post Saturday and or not post Saturday, what I'm saying, post Thanksgiving, post Friday. What's kind of the plan? Fair enough. Little nap plan for today, perhaps. Today is also kind of a weird day too, because there's usually a sequence of tradition that my family does that we're not presently partaking in, because you know, kind of what I was talking about with Thanksgiving, of my dad and oldest sister aren't here, my middle sister and her I'm just gonna say husband because they're getting married soon. So you know, my brother-in-law and my nephew are sick. Like, it's just kind of weird. So typically the sequence of events that happens from like Thanksgiving, like in this weekend, is we have Thanksgiving. Everyone kind of just hangs out Friday. So in this case, like, you know, back to work kind of deal. So like, my sister would be working remotely. I would just come back here. You know, there's this like Friday is just kind of like a hangout, kind of recover from Thanksgiving kind of day, right? And then Saturday is typically when we get our Christmas tree, and we usually have this entire ordeal, where we'll go up to a tree farm that we've been going to since I was like a wee little lad. I don't think I presently have any photos of that, like just readily accessible, that I could like show you guys. But we've been going to this tree farm since I was like 6, maybe 7. So just for context, about, you know, 15, 16 years. You know, this would be 17 years, and we'll go there, just it's not today. But it is kind of, so like we've been going there for this, like that amount of time, and they've got like a little petting zoo, and it's stuff that like I know as an adult is not like as cream of le creme de la creme, you know, the top of the top that like it could be theoretically. And you know, and my dad has kind of realized that too. So, but like we do it for tradition. So it's like the animals there are all fantastic. Like the animals, you know, they've got goats and chickens and geese and donkeys and llamas, and did they get a camel? I don't remember if they got a camel. My point being, they have a lot of stuff. So like the animals are great. The trees are like kind of like an every other year kind of deal. So like one year they'll be like really good and we'll get our trees from there. Um, and I kind of place an emphasis on like the larger trees because my parents have a very high ceiling. So when we get big ass trees, like that's what they like doing. So like it's kind of like in every other. Like one year they'll be really good, the next year they can be like meh. So if it's a year that it's really good, we'll get our tree, you know, we'll get one for my parents, we'll get one for my dad's business. We'll get one for my sister, my oldest sister, because she has her own house. So we'll kind of like round everything up, and then we'll go to this Mongolian grill. That same thing we've been going to for 17 years, and we'll have dinner there, and then you know, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Exactly. So if it's a bad year, then it's one of those things where we'll go up, we'll go feed the animals, we'll go to the Mongolian grill. The tree farm also has these gingerbread cookies that, it's one of those things. You think that like as a kid they're really good. The gingerbread specifically is actually like genuinely very good. They have these little gingerbread men, and I think like the mom or like the grandma of the family that owns the farm makes them every year. And I don't know what kind of work these ladies put in, because I'm talking hundreds of handmade homemade gingerbread men, and they're delicious. Like that's because like in the contrasting example I have to that word, like the kid thing, obviously you think it's the best, and then obviously as an adult it's not good, but it's like covered in a cozy blanket of nostalgia. Is their hot chocolate. And the hot chocolate I fully understand. So I know for a fact it's Swiss Miss, because it is that distinctive a flavor. But it's the powdered Swiss Miss hot chocolate with a whole bunch of hot water. And it is very bland. Like it's chocolate water, right? Where it's like it's not actually hot chocolate, but that's what I mean. Like as a kid, delicious. As an adult, you understand that it's hot chocolate water, but like it's really good. You know what I mean? Like it is so weighted in tradition and nostalgia that it's fine. And that's what like it does have that like little modicum of taste, but also it's really good. But like I said, the gingerbread on the other hand, oh, they're so good. Like they're just primo. So at the very least, we go do that. And that's what I mean. It's kind of weird because like typically I would be out in my, in my Carhartt shit and boots and all that, and lugging a, 50 pound, 75 pound, 100 pound tree somewhere, like to my, my truck or something like that. So it's a little bit weird that I'm just kind of like sitting here, and we're not really planning on doing that till my parents get, or not my parents, but my dad, till everyone is back. So like the tradition's gonna happen, but the date moved, which is still just weird. Like the fact, like it's still gonna happen, and we're good with that. And like we're having a Thanksgiving 2.0. So like literally we're just like taking what we normally do and moving it down like 2 weeks, which is great, but it is weird. You know what I mean? It's like if you had, because like there's something about the date too and the time of year. And like there's this like very specific kind of like range where you're like, yeah, this is like, all encompassing. Yeah, all the good trees might be gone. I mean, the thing is too, though, like there are, I think, 4 or 5 tree farms in the surrounding area of where I live. So like one of them will have a good tree. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's always like kind of a weird thing of like, I do live in tree heaven. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's this minorly weird thing where like the tradition will still happen, but the fact that it's moved is just there's something like a little off today. And instead of having like a stream anniversary in the evening kind of deal, then or like last year I didn't even stream on my stream anniversary kind of deal, then then there's this just little like weird, but we're here, and I'm very thankful to get the opportunity to stream this, because then it's one of those things like leading into 2023, there might be, I don't know, Like that might be a conversation I have with maybe my dad and be like, hey, can I live stream? Like, if I get the mobile streaming and everything figured out, then I'm like, hey, can I live stream us going on a tree hunt kind of deal? You know what I mean? Like maybe we would do one of those. But yeah, it's an interesting time of year. Um, kind of glad we're on to the weekend though, and now we're kind of like in this time of year, like specifically the gap before December starts from after Thanksgiving to right when December starts. Like this little week is so strange to me. It's kind of the same limbo feeling I get from the week after Christmas before New Year's, where like the second December hits, everyone's in like full Christmas mode, right? Like everybody's like, yeah, December, we got it. Like it is Christmas season. But like there's this little week right now where is it like actually like, and like I said, because we're not doing like the tree farming and everything like that, then unless you're spirit in your Christmas mode on November 1st, yeah, I mean that's fair. But I mean, but that's what I mean though. Like it's a very interesting like little week. That being said, I'm very excited to like go into the Christmas season with you guys. Part of actually something that we'll be doing is like little I'll talk about this. I'll rehash on this for like the future plans section. But something that I plan on doing is gingerbread house is maybe a house. I have it on the counter right there. Actually, no, I'll just go get the box. I'll show you. So like, yeah, we're gonna be building a gingerbread house at some point. You know what? Honestly, I might just keep that like right there for right now. Um, build a gingerbread house, or like we'll be decorating my tree, or making like Thanksgiving 2.0 stuff, or like so like we've got some like good IRL stuff coming. Actually, in 5 days, I would always cheat and use like hot glue instead of the icing. There is a point where you have to take measures into your own hands and do something like that. So, don't fret. I would do something like that too. Yeah, so like we have some cool IRL stuff coming. And also, oh, speaking of IRL stuff, because this opens the door to like my lapel mics and stuff like that. Last stream, why did no one tell me what's in 5 days? I was getting there. In 5 days, we have the advent calendar that my mother-in-law gave me last year for Christmas that we can start. So, she gave me the advent calendar on Christmas, and I kind of looked at her and I was like, this is supposed to be like leading up to Christmas, right? Like kind of as a joke. And she was like, well, you'll have it for next year. And I was like, fair enough. So hope the chocolates aren't bad. It's not even chocolate, it's Legos. Here, I'll go grab it. That's what I mean. It's an Avengers advent calendar. And yeah, box, unopened. But there's a decent chunk of stuff that we can build. So like there's Iron, I think there's like all the cast and characters. And then like some little things, like you've got like this little dining table or like the little tree or like stuff like that. So yeah, it should be fun. It should be fun. But yeah, so we have stuff like that. Like we're that's gonna start in 5 days. But, you know, and that'll be just I think like a little stream starter. But what I was talking about with the lapel mics, why did no one tell me that I was gained out of my mind last time I used these? I watched the VOD. I literally sound like Tyler One. I'm like like no one said anything. No one was like, "Hey bro, turn your gain up." ASMR. I mean, like we can do ASMR, but like not crispy and chunky. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean. Like, whoa, you could do you not do a sound check? I mean, like I got them that morning, so I just like plugged them in. We started streaming. So um yeah, you know. But my point being, I watched the VOD and I was like, I am like 20 decibels too low in this gain, which is about actually correct. I checked my Go XLR and it was at like 30, and typically I have about 50 decibels of gain. So 50, 51, 52, high 40s, depends on the day, everything like that. But like, yeah, that was just one of those things I was like, no one told me. Unbelievable. I went around sounding crunchy for 6+ hours. Unbelievable. At any rate, that was a long-winded good morning. Wait, it was too low? Oh, yeah. No, it was way too low. It was like 20 dB too low. I was peaking all over the place. Oh, I'm gonna peak. Wouldn't that be less crunchy? It depends on the microphone. So like for a dynamic mic, yeah. But since that's a 3.5 millimeter mic, you know, it's not a condenser or a dynamic, then it's the other way around. So you want higher gain for less crunch. How can you peak if your gain is too low? Because it doesn't have a condenser. Or like it doesn't have anything to compress the highs and lows. So if it's too low, you peak. But also if it's too high, you peak. So you have to put it like, I don't know if it's going to be 50, but like it's not 30. So translation, I need to do a sound check. And I mean, you're not stupid. It's just there's different types of mics. These are, I mean, it's one of those things. These are very good box mics. I just did not EQ them in the slightest for when I actually used them, because like I said, I got them the morning of and I was just like, oh, here we go. So yeah. You have a dynamic? Oh, hey. So do I. I have a dynamic too. I've got a dynamic, a condenser. I got a couple. I'm not that bougie. Ha. I've got a couple things. Just I'm honestly like not even from like a streaming perspective. It's more specifically that I am kind of a tech head, so like I like stuff like that. You just have a Rode Pod mic? Hey, Rode Pod's great. Rode Pod is great. I've got this bad boy too. Which I did not realize you can actually see in frame, so there you go. I never realized that was actually like sticking up right there. Yeah, that was a very long-winded good morning. And hello, how to do, but at this point right now, I think it's just you and me chit-chatting right now, Matt. So, you know, happy Saturday. How you doing? But I think with that being said, there's a third. Lingering in the shadows. Lingering. Lurking. Wait, speak now in third person? Or you're calling on the third person to speak? At any rate, I think it's time to do a little history and recap, you know? Do you have a command that outs random viewers? I don't, because this is why you need a poop command. No, I don't. Um, no, so because here's the thing, right? Like, a lot of people like
Actually.
a lot of people like lingering and lurking and not having their presence known. So I don't make it my business to out them and make them uncomfortable. And it's just one of those things. Lurkers are the backbone of Twitch, of streams, of of content. Those that just have your stuff on in the background. So like, who am I to defy them? What they desire, you know? They can turn on anonymous on Twitch. Yeah, but like for the average person, I don't know if they just want to go through that effort. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, obviously you can like gift anonymously and chat or watch anonymously and that sort of thing, but like, it's just a bit more effort than just not saying anything. You know. Oh, my knuckles are a little crunchy today. Matt, there's no poop command. I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know how to tell you this. Not yet. But I think it's time to maybe. God damn it, man! It's time to maybe, you know, chop on over to a little history, little recapping. Because for all of you newbies that have been here, I don't know how often I've like said this in the last 4 months, and I'll just generally say 4 to 5 months because a lot of you came in the last 4 months from the Sprout. That being said, yeah, so the history of Galactic Bear was strenuous to say the least. I never wanted to be Galactic Bear originally. Now Galactic Bear is like I'm locked in, I'm all in on Galactic Bear, and I quite enjoy it. It's unique, it's got, a nice little separation. But originally I wanted to be Space Bear, actually. And that all kind of started with, but get this, Galactic Buns. The rebrand, the third rebrand. Well, because the funny thing was too, I didn't even start as anything with a bear. I started with ramen gaming. And okay, so here's a little. We're gonna go into the history and then like how I became me. So I hopped into, like, I started watching hold on, let me back up. So like in college and stuff like that, like college and high school, like I was very much I was into the content creation scene, just as far as like I watched YouTube all the time. That was basically it. Never really hopped into live streams, but I'd watch videos all the time. And that was high school all the way through junior year of college. And then one of my housemates kept talking about a guy, Tim the Tat Man. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, I've seen his videos. I think he's super funny. And he's like, yeah, have you ever popped into one of his live streams? And I was like, not really. Like, I don't really watch live streams, because it's one of those things. If I'm like, if I'm watching a game for like game content and stuff like that, it's one of those things. I like seeing the edits. I like seeing everything like that. So I was like, no, I haven't really like popped in. He's like, yeah, he streams on Twitch. And I was like, okay, I've heard of Twitch, but like, like I said, I wasn't really into the live stream scene, so I never really popped in. So Tim the Tat Man was he was the first streamer that I followed and started watching. And back then, I was ramen. What was I? I think I might have I just said like ramen gaming or something like that, right? Like just a very generic, generalized, I was like, okay, ramen. I like ramen. I literally think I was eating ramen when I was like making my account, and I was like, ramen games, ramen gaming. Whatever, it was something like that. I don't remember what my original username was. Actually, oh, wait a second. That's a lie. Hold on. I might have a photo of when my gamer tag was beef flavor, beef always. Chicken is like, it doesn't matter which ramen that you have. Chicken flavor is always mid. Shrimp is the worst of everything. Beef is king. So it's beef, chicken, shrimp. In that order. And I don't even think shrimp deserves to be on that list. Shrimp is so bad. Shrimp ramen should not be a thing. But here we are. Let's see. Oh, I'm like in the area. So the ramen thing came from yeah, so the ramen thing came from two things. One, I was eating ramen. Two, since Destiny 2 was my primary game, you know, it's sad because I love real shrimp, but ramen shrimp, oh yeah, and top ramen is horrible. Lou, welcome in. How you doing? We're just talking about the history of me getting into the scene. So one second. Also, fun fact about me, Bob's Burgers is one of my favorite shows, like just period. I think it is so hilarious. But because I was, Destiny has been one of my main games, just played for the last near 10 years. It's not 10 years. 2014, so 8 years. But, Cade's Ramen. Cade's ramen, so that kind of played into it. And this was the profile picture I made. And I don't know why the middle line was red. I don't know why I made the A red, but like that was my profile picture. So I was just ramen gaming. And I started watching Tim. I was playing a lot of Call of Duty, a lot of because MW 2019 had just come out. Just for context, right? Like that makes sense. A for ass. 100% though. But yeah, so MW 2019 had just come out. I was playing that a lot. It was super exciting. It was a game that my entire house played. It was really exciting. So, it was one of those things we get back from class and like it's like, oh, who's hopping on? Let's play some S&D. Let's play some Warzone. All that jazz. And I started grabbing like, oh, D. Hi, cutie. How you doing? D, we're just going over the history of me because we got a lot of newbies here. D, you know what's funny? Is you I think besides Leah, I think you're the oldest follower. You like my tiny tree? Thank you. I'm an OG. You've been here. Good morning, Ellie. Thank you. Yeah, so 8 days behind Leah. Which, hold on. Followage at Meyer Lemonade. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. She's. Did I spell her name wrong? I don't know what her Twitch name is, low-key. Oh, it's because it's Merle. It's not. That's why. It's Merle. Yep, for 2 years. Look at that. Crazy. 2 years. Yeah, so she's got an extra month, but like Um, well, yeah, but my point being of like, it took me a month to like get anywhere. Yeah, so D's been here, but yeah, so D, you'll be familiar with this story, but hi, I'm glad you're here. Um, also, good morning. Actually, good afternoon to you, Ellie. Good evening to you, D. I bet you have the most chat messages. I think you do. Honestly, we could check the panel. If we check my about panel, I think there's the stream elements leaderboard. I think you do have the most chat messages. I don't know that for sure though. You'd have to check. I can't see it. Mod view only shows 999 plus. Oh yeah. I was talking about, so like the about me panel on the stream elements thing I have. Yeah, D should have the most. But yeah, no, it's one of those things that's so 2019 boyfriend stream elements then Robin. Nice. I'm so glad that a bot is taking over that position. So glad that a robot.
Attention everyone, run for your lives! Robots have taken over the world!
I'm so glad that a bot is taking over the leaderboards, and you're fourth. There you go. So yeah, 2019 Modern Warfare 2019 had just come out. The entire house was playing it. It was a good time. Just in a time of life, it was one of those things that like life was good, and it was one of those things that I, just looking back, like I had gotten out of a very toxic relationship that spring. After I got fired from Amazon. You know what's funny is the fact that we were working at Amazon together, and I remember we commiserated about that. Or like not together, but like at the same time. I'll get there, D. I'll get there. And you were followed me when I was playing Ori. I do remember that. And also I still owe you guys a second playthrough of Ori, so it'll be on the docket at some point. But I had gotten out of a very toxic relationship the winter before, so like it had almost been like a full year through that fall. I had officially started dating Leah. We were courting before that, but talking throughout the spring, summer, that sort of thing. We were a thing, but like I didn't ask her dad until September. But it was junior year, going into senior year. Like it was the end of junior year, senior year fall. Oh, you found it while you were playing Ultimate. I thought you came in during Ori. Interesting. Like I thought it was Ori that you found me, but I thought you found me during Ori because you were looking up Hollow Knight, and like Ori was like in the same flavor of game, and then you found me. Was it Ultimate? You found me at Bandcamp? Yeah, you did. You were looking up Ultimate. Okay. And then by random happenstance, you happened to find me. But yeah, so it was junior year going into senior year. Had started officially dating Leah. The entire house was playing games. And I was across the river. You probably had Ultimate set as your game because you forgot to change it to Ori. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Matt. But it's one of those things I never really considered doing it myself. But while we were playing with my friends, because this entire thing originally started because I was playing on console, and I had a laptop, but I didn't, I didn't know how to like capture anything or do anything like that. And what console? PlayStation 4. So we were playing MW 2019, Warzone, all that jazz. And we were through Discord because one of my friends was on PS4, one of my friends was on PC, I was on PS4, and then no, we hadn't been together for that often. Fall of 2020 was, so like we're in 2019 still, but like fall of 2020 is when like all of that happened. Is when like we'd moved in and whatnot. So like we'd been together for a year. But yeah, so we were playing Call of Duty. I was focusing. I wasn't really like, it was one of those things. I wanted to capture like our memories. Like I wanted to capture gameplay and clips and stuff like that for us because it was one of those things, right? Hamming around with the boys, 2 a.m. Something crazy just happened in Warzone, and I wanted that. You know what I mean? Like, and because we were talking through Discord, I had the gameplay, but I never had what we were saying. And realistically, like the gameplay is part of it, but like it's like 25%. But like 75% of it, man, I wanted to hear what we were just dying from. What horrible thing one of my friends said, you know, just 2 a.m. the boys vibes, right? Like what raunchy Discord only thing that one of the boys said that all of us are just losing our shit whilst also playing the game, right? Because there's like something that could cancel them later in life. 100%, absolutely. Like if you took the raw transcripts, you're never getting a job again. Like it just absolute vibes. And it's one of those, like I started looking into how to do that, and it became this sequence of, oh, well, you need a capture. And I didn't actually buy the equipment, but I started thinking it, right? Because I would also, if it was just my friends and I, like if we had game chat, because you're like, why didn't you just use game chat? Because it's crunchy, right? And realistically, like sometimes like you just and also, we had a game room, so like two of us would like, you start thinking it. But two of us would be like in the same room versus like in our individual bedrooms and stuff like that. So like if we use game chat, we're hearing each other, right? It ain't good. Oh, Natney. Good evening to you. Hi, love. How are you doing? I promised you that I would be live in, what did I say, 13 hours? And here we are. You wouldn't dare appropriate my culture. Hey, after yesterday, we can do whatever the fuck we want. Suck on this draw, bitch. I'm kidding. Do you know I love you? At any rate, I don't even know if you care about football. I'm going to be honest. We haven't really talked sports much. How is everyone? Oh, we're doing well. We're just going through the history of me and kind of setting the stage of like how I got into this crazy content creation scene. I like the footy, I do. I'll take this footy up your ass. What the fuck? I'm kidding. I literally do not care except for that game because I know I'm only ever interested in the World Cup. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like literally I don't watch soccer unless it's the World Cup. Nay, how was your day today? How you guys doing? I feel like now that people are like trickling in, I should like circle back to the good mornings and welcomes and that sort of thing. We haven't really covered that much. We just talked about how the very first, so like that was the stage of like my friends and I were hamming around in MW 2019. You missed the vertical cam. Oh, I remember that. Maybe I should bring that back. And the 15-minute timer. Oh, nay. No, that's not good at all. Where's your hot pack? Oh, I remember the timer. Yeah, we'll get on that. No, I'm not bringing the 15-minute timer back, but like we'll get some rehashing of like what it used to look like. So I was watching Tim the Tatman on Twitch. My original name was Ramen Gaming or whatever. It was something having to do with ramen. For those of you that didn't see it, I'll open up the photos again. So I was inspired via Destiny 2, and this was my very first profile picture. A humble bowl of ramen. Not even a bowl of ramen, just a bowl with some steam coming out of it and some like Maro-chan-esque font. So, it was one of those things where like that was my introduction to like kind of the scene. And I'd never like bought any equipment. And I didn't. And then this little thing called COVID hit. And yeah, it was an uncertain time for sure. So kind of the games kind of stopped, right? Like there's spring of 2020 that all kind of stopped. Like the joy and laughter, quote unquote, really just kind of like had the wind taken out of everything. And my girlfriend Leah at the time and I moved back to her parents' house. I don't remember why we elected to go to her house. I think it was more specifically because she already had a job at the hospital there. And you've been around the joint. You remember the vertical cam with the 15-minute timer? Yeah. But it was one of those things where we moved back to her parents' house, finished out the end of undergraduate, and I had already been accepted into med school. But given everything that was going on, it was online. So I, through the summer, was doing that. I was in my first term of med school, and Leah was studying for the MCAT, which is the test to get into med school. And that's kind of just what we were doing. It was just kind of like living life. That was kind of it. And I remember very distinctly at some point I figured out that I did not want to be in med school anymore. And it wasn't because like it got marred by like it being online or anything like that. My passion for it though just kind of went, and I at the time I was like, you know what, maybe this is just because it's online, that sort of thing. But like at the time I was like, this isn't for me, and I'm not gonna subject myself to debt and everything like that. And you know what's funny, D? I completely forgot about when the dog got out. Man, you've got some good memories here. We'll talk about those for sure. But yeah, so I dropped out of medical school like halfway through the first term. And it wasn't something I wanted to do, Can I pet that dog? Only kings drop out. Exactly. And it was a very uncertain times. Like obviously we were like in the heat of pandemic stuff. So here's the thing. I love my parents. They have supported me and encouraged me and provided opportunities for me that I can never repay. And truly I am. There's the other side of the coin though, where it's the double-edged sword, where their expectations obviously pushed me to achieve far greater than I think I could have just by myself at the given time and the mentality that I had. Whilst also, that's what I mean. It's a double-edged sword. So like I was pushed in ways that I didn't think I would be. And also I was getting, I had a lot of pressure riding on that. And so it was a very interesting time when I told my parents that I dropped out of med school. More specifically, I told my mom. I didn't tell my dad. My dad didn't even know I was in med school. He just knew I was like doing something over the summer. Because I just had this large amount of pressure of like I can't tell him that like I got in, that like the goal that like we had been planning. I suddenly just quit for no particular reason other than I wasn't really feeling it, to quote SpongeBob. The vibes were not there. And yeah. So that was one of those weird little, like, my mom knew. She thankfully did not tell my dad. My dad knows now, by the way. Like, this is not some ongoing, like, oh my God, he doesn't know. He knows now. But yeah, it was a weird time. And so I dropped out of med school and I started delivering for Amazon. And Amazon was, in the weirdest way, was kind of the financial provider that allowed me to start this. So the boys, quote unquote, had started picking up Call of Duty again. Call of Duty and Fortnite. And it was one of those things that, as well as the host for the website, yeah, in a weird way. But it was the same kind of thing. Like, the energy came back, so to say. Like, we had all of this uncertainty. Fortnite. Hey, you have to give Fortnite credit where credit is due. It got a lot of people through a lot of stuff, and also it continues to innovate, has one of the most expansive crossover series, kind of revolutionized the battle royale scene, etc. So you got to give credit where credit is due to Fork Knife. But it was just one of those things where the energy was coming back. You know how people joke around and we're like, oh, nature is healing. Fortnite is fun. You can still hate it. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, credit where credit is due. Yeah, it was just one of those things where, like, in the memeiest of ways, saying that nature was healing, it kind of was. Like, my friends and I hadn't talked with each other. Given the fact that it was our senior year too, we never had a graduation. We all moved out, like, finished out the lease, but, like, we had one person there to finish out the lease, but, like, I moved out, 5 of the 6 of us moved out, and we finished out the lease, and then that was it. But going into the summer, fall, we all started talking. Obviously we're texting each other, just checking in, making sure we were okay. But yeah, then it was one of those, like, hey, you want to hop on? It was an opportunity we had where then we could go to work, come back, and, like, laugh again, kind of deal. And this was also kind of like during a weird time of, like, it's not that I, like, had a sudden development of, like, anxiety, depression, that sort of thing, which you're like, oh, shocker, every content creator has has ADHD, dyslexia, anxiety, depression. That's kind of like the quadfecta of a content creator. And it's not that I hadn't had it, but, like, just getting launched into that, being ripped away from, like, I don't know, friends, opportunity. And I think this can be said with, like, that kind of plummeted me a bit. Mental health was like real down low. And, this is something I always tell my, wife now, of, I don't think there was a greater relationship tester there could have been, because that truly was, and it's cliche, it sounds cheesy, it's corny, but it's like, it's truly one of those, like, we were with each other through, like, the absolute lowest of lows. Thank you so much for your contribution to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I appreciate it. They appreciate it. And we'll get into our charity incentives. So the Little Pepper, that's the Carolina Reaper time. And after I consume that, because that's the final redemption for last season's charity incentives, but after I eat that pepper, we'll talk about this next season's charity incentives. A little less on the spice, a little bit more just kind of like things to do. But I appreciate it. Like I said, they appreciate it. Every little bit does count. And thank you from them and me. Thank you. But yeah, it was a real relationship tester, and it was one of those things that, that truly was like the lowest of low. And she was my anchor. I don't have a hug command. You do have a compliment command though. You do ! compliment the username, then I do have that. But you are poggers most of the time. Oh no. I don't know why poggers is in the rotation. I should change that to be like, you have a fat cock. But like she kept me grounded through all of that. And, obviously it's one of those things. She was having a hard time. I was having a worse time. And I'll get to like kind of like the thank yous and her involvement and all that jazz. But it's one of those couldn't be where I am without her. So, whenever the wife comes in, make sure to show her some love as well, because there's no content creation, no where I'm getting at without her. So this is Bun's hype. But yeah, so we entered the fall. The boys are nothing without the strong women behind them. Exactly. So we're entering the fall, and this is kind of where the journey starts. So I started streaming Ghost of Tsushima because I figured out that you could stream directly from your console. So like technically I streamed before the date today, but like, was it actually a stream that like, is because it was one of those things where like I was talking through my headset mic every now and then, but like it was just kind of like a gameplay, like wasn't actually a stream. And at this time, like I said, I was delivering with Amazon. My schedule was I worked 4 on, had 3 off. And praise indeed. You got a fat cock. Yeah, testing the waters. So like I had done a couple streams, but I was like, I don't really know if like I want to do this. And I had seen like, it's one of those like on the whole fat cock topic. Exactly. So like it was something I was curious about. I didn't necessarily know if like I wanted to do it, but like it's just one of those like it'd be cool to like share gameplay. And it started as a hobby. It started as a means of like, hey, I know you're interested in this game. I happen to buy this game, so like you should watch it if you want it. Like it was basically a way for me to live share my gameplay with like my friends that were interested. And I started playing Ghost of Tsushima. And then then it was one of those things where I, through Amazon, had the financial means to kind of start investing into stuff. Bought my very first PC, which is the PC that's currently on the mobile cart. Big old chonkin boy. It's literally in like an old Corsair case that's like 2 feet wide, and like it's a cube. It's this little just thick boy cube that I bought off a guy off of Craigslist that I got for very cheap. I got it for like, what was it? I got it for like $650 because the guy just needed some cash. Here's the crazy thing. The guy had just built this PC. He was selling it because his brother is in jail and he needed the cash to make bail. So he sold his PC that he just built. And I have massive love for like that guy. Just given the fact that like it's funny, but it's not, right? Like his brother's in prison, or not prison, in jail. So like I have love for the guy, that the fact that like obviously he loves his brother enough to do that for him, because the guy was really excited. He was like, I just built this thing, my brother's in jail and I need the money to make bail. And I was like, It's really unfortunate because we had the entire conversation of like, why don't you parse this out? Like, why don't you sell the components individually? Because you'll get a lot more. And he was like, I just need the cash kind of deal. And I was like, unfortunate but fair. Did I leave a tip? I think I paid him like 700. Because it was way below like any form of MSRP. Because this was right when like the GPU crisis and chip shortage and everything was happening too. So like the GPU alone was like was the cost of the PC. So I think I paid him like 700. But yeah, so it was one of those things that Amazon allowed me to do that just because and like I always talk about the working conditions at Amazon, like I'll always kind of shit on them. I thought it was really fun until I started like experiencing those working conditions and whatnot. Yeah, just the tip, Nay. Just the tip. Oh no, I don't have money. However, will I pay for this? But so that allowed me to get my first PC. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me put this. I have a video of what my first setup was. Let me grab that video. I'm gonna put it just like in my little personal Discord channel, and then I'll like pull it up on stream here, so you guys can see. But is this on Snapchat? It's on like my Snap memories, I think. Yeah, I think I got, or not I think, but I had my very first setup, and let's see, 2018, 2019. We should be right here. And there's the vertical cam. Yeah, but so this all started. Let me save this. Hold on. Why am I being like a goddamn grandpa? Okay, download it, please. Saved. Great. Put it in Discord. All right. Let me pull this up for you guys. But yeah, you guys will get to see my very first setup. Actually, this isn't my very first one. This is the second iteration because I figured out how to use my camera and whatnot. But like I said, this all started because and in the words of General Patton, not too shabby. I wanted to capture game. So like I said, this all started because I wanted to capture gameplay with my friends and get everything included in that. So my very first setup was actually through my laptop camera and my laptop microphone. And let me see if I have clips of that from back in yonder day. Let's see, content, video producer, clips actually. Clips I've created. Is this the vertical cam? No. When did the vertical cam come into play? I think that was a little bit later. Is this the vertical cam? Oh, there's the vertical cam. Okay. So, not the laptop mic. Yeah, hold on. Let me pull this on my screen here. Come on. Move. Okay, so this was my very first like scene. So it wasn't the laptop mic. I did lie about that. Yeah, I know. I just said I lied. I bought like a $20 USB mic. Okay, so not my streamer. So Cold War had just come out, right? This was the bedroom. Here, hold on. Let me actually, if I full screen it, it won't matter. You scratch your my laptop where your mic was. It would scream in pain. That's hilarious. Also, I'm gonna move this over here so you guys can see. Yeah, so this was the very first setup. So this laptop mic. Right. Had my TV here. These are like all the curtain. I had this like, you're gonna do that now? Oh god. I had this like Costco gaming like bucket chair. I need to say something really quickly. This chair fucked up my back. Like, fucked up my back. It was ridiculous how much back pain I had from this chair. So if there's any word of note that I can ever give you guys, do not fall for the fucking gamer bucket chair. Not worth it. Also a fun story. I sold that bucket chair on Craigslist to a guy who was making a gaming setup for his kid, and it kind of brought a tear to my eye. It was really cute because he bought it and he's like, wow, this is gonna be great. The light outside the window would be too bright. Yeah, because it would get overexposed. But the guy I sold it to, his son was like 5, I think. And yeah, he bought that chair and he was like, yeah, this will go great for my son's gaming setup. And I was just like, it's so cute. But yeah, so like, this is me. This is me and passing on the back. Yep, 100%. So this was me. This was Cold War when it just came out. What mug is this? It's just a random ass mug. But yeah, this was my very first setup. This like webcam frame I found from, I want to say it was like OG Visuals by Impulse almost. Maybe not. I don't know. I got this webcam frame. It was free, so that's what I had. Didn't know how to set up any of this. I actually don't even think I had access to this at this time, because I wasn't affiliated yet. But you know, you had the little followers, sub, donos, and then like bits and whatnot. And this was janky as fuck. And now, where is your webcam frame? I don't have one because I like a cleaner look. So, you know, suck my nuts. The other thing is this was supposed to fill out the entire frame, but I had to figure out how to. So, minimalist bitch. Yeah, hey, fuck you. But I had to figure out, I had to crop my camera so you could only see here and here. The reason being, he let the fame go to his head. The reason being is because the door to our bedroom was like right here. And, you know, since it was the bedroom that I shared with my lady, she didn't want to be on camera, especially if I were streaming later in the day and, you know, it was like coming back in from a workout or shower or whatever, right? So I had to crop that. And I had to like, I on the ground had tape marked out here so that she knew like how far the camera angle was going. But yeah, this was my very first setup. So this was the little USB mic. This was my laptop webcam. And then we graduated to this look. Here's the vertical. I'm a chemist. I can. This was I had. I think they're called Capamon, but I had this little dude. I started putting like fireplace scenes on. I started putting like little fireplace scenes. Dino Corn Hub. Dinosaur with horn. I think in this clip we were talking about how I couldn't pronounce this dinosaur's name. Which I'm not going to attempt to again, but dinosaur parentheses with horn. But we graduated to the vertical cam because I figured out how to mount my Nikon DSLR. And the thing with this Nikon is you couldn't video preview for more than 20 minutes. So I had, and there is a fun fact about this. So, and it's because of tax reasons. So if you have a camera, like a DSLR specifically, that can video preview for more than 20 minutes. So perfect example, the Sony that I'm using right now. It gets taxed as a camcorder, which is a slightly higher tax than just a DSLR mirrorless camera, that sort of thing. So companies like Nikon had self-regulating timers. Wait, it's Nikon in the States? You never knew that? What is it, Nikon? Like, how do you say it? Now I'm curious about that. But it had a self-regulating timer that would go off every 20 minutes and just the preview would close. And so I had a timer going off on my phone every 15 minutes. So 4 times an hour for me to get up and reset it. And the amount of times that I had to, like the amount of times I was in the middle of a game and D would be like, cam is off. And I'd look over and it would just say no signal. Isn't sales tax all the same? Obviously based on local tax laws, but it's like the same rate. No, it's not the sales tax. It's like the importation tax. You like the production tax. The same little factoid goes for things like Converse. You might be curious why there's like little carpet. Yeah, exactly. Why there's little carpet patches on the soles of Converse. It's because if you have a certain ratio of carpet or like, fabric to like sole, that gets taxed as a slipper versus a sneaker. So Converse has that little carpet patch on the sole to drop it down into the slipper tax bracket or like taxing as opposed to the sneaker taxing. Like just janky ass little facts about that. So you're welcome. Oh, this is my old chapstick. What happened to my new one? Oh, it's in my pocket. But yeah, so we graduated to the vertical cam. Life really is all about loopholes. Then you confused yourself and you're not even sure anymore. That's really funny. Nikon. So yeah, we had the vertical cam and we had I got this like $5 red bulb, which I actually still have. It's in my closet from Home Depot, and that's like the little color that you see in the background. Nikon? Yeah, maybe. Wait, I've always known it as you pronounce it. Now I'm confused. Now I've got 2 Brits arguing. So this was the original light that I used. This was $5. And that's the light that you see in the background. The light that you see like shining underneath this. So like I used to put like a fireplace effect on my TV and would have it going. And then I bought this from Home Depot. And like that was my RGB light in the background. And at the time, this is when I also discovered a content creator by the name of Harris Heller. And Harris Heller has been and will continue to be one of my largest sources of production inspiration, which is why I swapped to a vertical cam to be different. And, it's one of, well, nay, he doesn't live in England anymore. But he was like, yeah, you don't need super fancy RGB lights, which I just find funny given like the lights I have in my background now. But like, you don't need super fancy RGB lights. You can just go buy one of these. And I was like, yeah, that's brilliant. So like, yeah, this was my very first light. And I had a red one and I had a blue one. Senpai Gaming, formerly Alpha Gaming. Yes, sir. Exactly. And I found Harris Heller at like the very beginning of like all of his stream help stuff. So like before, he used to do like Halo comp and all that jazz and like coverage. And then, yeah, then he started going into stream help. The accent might have just thrown me. Nikon. But yeah, that was this light. And then we also had this is where the setup came into play. So this was the very first PC I had. This was like a $5 little light off of Amazon. This was my now father-in-law's tripod that I snagged. The janky ass Nikon that I rigged up. Your first PC was that beefcake? Yeah. That's what I mean. This little thick chunkums. This is my laptop. This is the ye old clunker. This was the very first like PC, gaming. The appropriation affects us all. This was the very first computer I had. I got this as a birthday present in 2019. You remember that laptop? I had just bought the Go XLR Mini. And like I said, this was all like Amazon money as far as like I was in horrible working conditions, but I was making a lot of money. So I was like, okay, might as well. Didn't actually know how to cable manage. Had like a $20 cam link that I found that was janky as hell, but it worked. I had the like another like $20 webcam that I found. Borrowed my brother-in-law's. This isn't the Logitech Brio. No, sir. This is not the Logitech Brio. It just looks like it. No. It looks like the Brio. It's not the Brio. Trust me. It's yeah, hold on. I think I still have it. This is the eMeet HD 1080. And it looks exactly like a Brio. It ain't the Brio. Yeah. Hardwired. Right in there. eMeet. eMeet HD 1080. He went to the closet, then came out. Yep. This was the webcam that I would swap to. I borrowed these monitors from my brothers-in-law. Is that like an e-boy? Yeah, kind of. I just gotten this Stream Deck for Christmas. And then I still had my old little USB mic. Yeah, and then I had my little like gaming memorabilia and whatnot. Fun little fact, the command strip that I used for, I think, these two controllers specifically. You had a sit-stand desk? Yeah, this was from college. I'm still using the same desk. Assault Queen! What's going on, Chica? We're just reminiscing currently over my first. Actually, I guess this is the second iteration of the setup, but like this was back in the day, back in yonder day. We were just going over the webcam because this is a janky off-brand like $20 webcam that looks like a Brio. It ain't a Brio. But that was that little section. Oh, Spirit XO. Hi. How you doing? Because we graduated to that. There she is. Happy streamiversary. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hold on. Let me.
Actually.
So yeah, so this, oh god, Trigger Fire's having a seizure. So this was version like 1.0.2. So there's my little crunchy red light from Home Depot. Started putting up the fireplace on my TV. Got a winter theme, a Christmas theme setup. Why is your cam in portrait mode? Because I was trying to be different, Matt. I was trying to have my vertical cam to be different. So, this was also back on Instagram. It was a face bomb. This was back when I was Galactic Kuma on Instagram because I didn't have Galactic Bear, and I was also Galactic _ Bear on Twitter because I didn't have the usernames. Kuma, Kuma, because Kuma is bear in Japanese, so that's what we decided. And then here we go. Then we got to version 1.0.3. And this is the curtain. This was the setup until I moved into he's a beautiful portrait of a man. Thank you. This was the setup until I moved into the apartment. Like out of the in-laws house. So, and this was when I made my very first logo. So I had officially graduated from ramen, and because I was ramen gaming throughout most of this until I was like, nah, you know what? The logo remains. The logo remains. So I had kind of graduated from ramen, and then I wanted to become Space Bear, but Space Bear triggered the profanity filter on Call of Duty, and I couldn't be Space Bear. And if for whatever reason SPAC is what triggered it, SPA was fine, but SPAC was not. And so Space Bear, I had all the Instagram handle, or the social handles, like I had Space Bear on lock, and then I couldn't be Space Bear on my gamer tag. So instead of just dealing with it in Call of Duty, I literally rebranded everything to Galactic Bear. Because, so why bear? You really like bears? Why not Space Tiger or Space Monkey? It was more of a preemptive branding decision because it's 2 syllables. Just Space Bear. Done. Easy. Like, that's it. Also, I really like bears. And yeah, it was like I was a lot more confident in where I was with my ability than I should have been. So translation, I was arrogant and cocky, and I was like, yeah, I'm a brand now, and it needs to be easy to say. But yeah, this is what it looked like, and I had the red and blue light behind me. Because I like bears. That was really it. And that was what it looked like for pretty much the duration until I moved. We had some short cameos, and I kind of explained this yesterday, but like I used to have this segment called Galactic Bear After Hours, and I had the little classic mistake on those clips. I had these little. You had your cam on the left side of the screen. Mm-hmm. It had to be. And you were looking left? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's my point. It was bad. Didn't know what I was doing. So you remember the stream? Classic mistake. So I had this little segment You gotta look towards the content. No. So I had this little section called, you're not a streamer. Shut the fuck up. Where's exclamation point Ellie when I need it? Fine, I'll do it myself.
Shut the fuck up.
So I had this little segment called Galactic Bear After Hours. And what I would have to do is I have this photo screen. It's a big old like 7x6 photo screen. I use this for like thumbnails and stuff like that. But I would put that in between my desk and the bed. And the reason why I did that is because Leah would have to go to bed, early for when I wanted to go to work, and I would stream kind of not necessarily like gremlin hours, but like starting to get into the night. So like I had like the Doofenshmirtz jingle, when he's like Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated, and then like it pauses and he goes after hours. So like I would have the after hours, and I had like a little bzz, 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 like a little neon sign that would pop up, and I would have to be quiet, So like, but I was also talking into my super shitty USB mic that couldn't really handle like the lower registers of my voice, especially when I was whispering. So I would try to play games like Five Nights at Freddy's after my girlfriend would go to bed. And it was quite a challenge because, as you guys know, I'm a weenie, little scaredy cat. Can't really handle anything scary. And I would try to play games like this, and I would just shit myself. But I couldn't scream, I couldn't yell. So like I just, stuff like that. So this was one of the few times that like Leo was actually up, because I think this was on like a weekend, or she didn't have work or something like there. But this is one of the clips where you can actually hear her. You can hear her giggle at me in the background.
Oh, Mr. Krabs. Oh my god.
You can't do the scary stuff? Yeah, no, same. But you can hear her giggle at me, which is why I think like there might be like a chance that you can't really hear it. Well, yeah, it's a quiet clip, okay? What do you want me to do? There. I'll turn this all the way back up for you guys.
Oh my god, why can't I use it? Oh, Mr. Krabs. Oh my god.
Okay. Anyway. 2 years still having technical issues. It's not a technical issue. It's you guys just being picky as fuck. God damn. Where? I can't hear, 'cause I'm old. Meh. It's user error. You're a technical issue. But this was also when like I discovered how to use like a green screen. So like I would play things like Walt Disney World Quest, Magical Racing Tour.
Oh my god, the nuts.
And
That's what I'm talking about.
like I cannot tell you how upset this game made me. So like I had just discovered emulators. I had just discovered like how to green screen. And this game was actually played because D and I reminisced about this. So I don't remember how we got into this. But like, yeah, that was kind of like the progression of like, so we had the setup, and we had after hours, and I'd have to be super quiet. Then we had Pretty Bad Driver. Then we had the green screen, and I started going into emulators. And then we got to my apartment. That's the foundation of our friendship. It kind of is, because we bonded over that, because we were talking about like nostalgic games as kids. And then we got to the apartment, and That one really hit you in the feels. Yeah, 100%. You really cracked you cracked my hard exterior shell. But we got into the apartments and I think I have a clip of like this was also during the phase of like vertical cam stuff. This was when I was playing Ori. You know, had the curtain, had the vertical cam, everything like that. And then I think where's my like little building, like my little building stream when I moved. We did my first like IRL stream because I was house sitting for my sister. And this was my sister's house and we were wrapping presents. And I don't fucking know. You watched you climb a wall for like 40 seconds or 40 minutes. Yeah, D, you know why? It's because I was you want to know why I was climbing that fucking wall? It's because I was using mouse and keyboard because I didn't understand that you could plug a controller into PC. I was trying to do a platforming game, a 2D platforming game with mouse and keyboard, and it was fucking awful. That's why. I'm fully aware because the second I swapped the controller, it worked. Yes, I had the Peach Daddy shirt. That used to be a staple of the stream. And then we got into kind of like my other IRL stream, which was me trying to assemble these desks that were just a pain in the ass. But this was the apartment. Like this was the first apartment that I got in after like pandemic, everything like that. At this point I had officially quit. How did this guy go from 2 years ago become a hotshot freelance YouTube editor and who taught him? The internet. Spit, grit, and the internet. But yeah, so we got into the apartment. And basically what you're seeing, he needs to be knocked down a peg. I mean, shit, if you're the one pegging, then like, you know what I mean? I mean, like, shit, if you're the one pegging, I mean, but basically what you're seeing is like the entire size of like the apartment. So like there was a bedroom on the other side of that wall, but like that room was the living room. And yeah, and I made this little thing, cut it out of insulating foam, taped some or like glued some sound panels on it and called it good. Which it's janky as fuck, but I was like, and I like taped RGB light, like strip lights on the back. And like I said, janky as fuck, but like I was proud of it because like I made it. And then we go from there. So at this point I had quit Amazon. I was working at Home Depot. And this was kind of like the angle of the apartment. So like I got my camera set up. We still had, some janky stuff going on, but like it looked a little bit better, right? Very close frontal cam, which it was a bit close. It was a bit close. Had the couch in the background. The couch. Oh man. No. This was my old apartment. This was back in Washington. You like being close to me? So this was the angle from like that apartment. That's where we were for quite a bit. Oh, what? So very zoomed in, very close. This was the casting couch, except they would just watch you stream. Yeah, exactly. Had my little OG diffuser lights in there as well. And then this is where we also took like a little bit of a break. And this was kind of the, there's actually a phase in between this. And I forgot this because, we swapped over to YouTube for about 6 months. and it was an interesting time, to say the least. Because Twitch was doing something, man. This was at the peak of like the hate raids. This was, man, yeah, this was a time. This was when all the controversy from the what do I want to say? Controversy from the hot tub streams. This was like at the peak, and it was worth the experiment. Like we certainly had to go there. But I forgot there was a phase in between this because I left Twitch to focus on my YouTube for a time. And I kind of made like this commitment that I wasn't going to return to Twitch and stream until I got partnered on YouTube, and we did. So that happened within, that year as well. And hold on, this was my this was my Halloween stream. Was there ever a mixer phase? There wasn't. I was exclusively Twitch and YouTube. And I'll probably experiment with YouTube here at some point in the future as well. But this was the Halloween stream. D, you might remember we started playing Escape through Friday. And I had to end this stream early because I got a fat migraine, which was unfortunate. But this was the in-between phase. So, you had my little thing in the background. You had the little spooky boys. Upgraded the mic, as evidently. Upgraded the mic, started like figuring out some decorations, everything like that. Did I put the mask on like backwards at any point? I think I did, but this was on YouTube. Yeah. So we came back, like we came to the conclusion that YouTube was like for the alternative, to prevent the hate raids and everything like that. It was fine. Here's my little plague doctor. Mixer was where you met Snipes. Aw, that's so cute. I love that. But yeah, this was kind of like the transition piece because I was like, it was one of those things where it's like I don't want to be affiliated with Twitch at this moment in time, and I moved over to YouTube. But yeah, this was Halloween. This was Halloween. And yeah, then we moved back on over to Twitch. And then we moved into kind of like phase, I don't want to like phase 3, phase whatever. And we had the camera angle that you guys I think we're kind of caught up at this point of like about 4 months ago into the summer. This was obviously our Nuzlocke in here, but this was kind of where we were at. So we had the casting couch in the background again. We had best friend at the time had American BF who streamed, who was fairly big on there. He did subplay day, and Sniper was in the same rotation as me. Aw, that's so cute. I love that. That's fantastic, Nay. But this was like version, like the version right before this, and there was nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to expand the room more, and now we're here. And that was kind of the like from the bedroom to like on the laptop to the first iteration of my apartment to YouTube to the second iteration back onto Twitch to the move again, which is here. And then no, hey Matt, I saw it. I elected to ignore it, but I saw it. Don't you worry, I know exactly what you clipped. I just don't think we need to go there, Are you sure you saw it? Yeah, I saw it. I'm fairly certain that I know exactly what you clipped, I'm not going to delete it. Why would I delete it? Yep, and then that takes us to like Halloween this year. Why would I clip that? What? That takes us to this year. And the spicy and all that jazz and the cat maid, and then that takes us into IRL stuff. Look at us. Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. But yeah, and that's been kind of the journey, you know, just as far as what's been going on. That's been the last 2 years of bedroom to here to a full-on apartment to studio, everything like that, and many reboots. It's been a journey. I went back and forth, like, I want to do this, and I think that's natural. And truly, I am like in my infancy of content creation, and I have achieved a lot in a short amount of time comparatively to some of my peers and mentors. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like, that's part of the process, you know, of continuously growing, evolving, and kind of figuring out who I am. And also just in the sense of growth as well, because in the same vein, I went from thoroughly struggling with depression and anxiety, and I had to stop streaming for a time because my mental health was not great, and I didn't know kind of what the future was holding. And it was a tough time, and you guys, you know, throughout the years have stuck by and really like helped and like pulled through that. You never went into how you got into YouTube editing. So here's the thing with the editing, because the editing pays the bills, the content creation is the side hustle right now. So I got into YouTube editing because I lied through my ass to get there. So what happened was, I was currently working at the hospital. I was trying to give healthcare another chance. Some context too. So I have worked as an EMT, as a firefighter, as a OR technician, and a anesthesiologist assistant. So like, you know, it's one of those things where I'm pretty well versed in healthcare, and I really enjoyed my time there, but it was also one of those things that helped me realize that's not for me. So I, like I said, dropped out of my first year of med school, stopped, continued trying to pursue it, because I was like, you know what? It wasn't in person, wasn't the right feel, didn't necessarily know if it was for me. After I worked in the hospital for that year, it's just one of those things. And because I was working in surgery, I was working alongside anesthesiologists, which is what I was wanting to go into, and everything like that. I just, you know, it was one of those things where I didn't enjoy it. I admire the people that do so. I have immense respect for them, and including my wife, of, you know, she's doing things that I couldn't do. And, you know, it's one of those things. I didn't want to be there. And so I very distinctly remember, and I talk about patty cakes a lot. Part of the reason I have a lot of clients, but part of the reason why I talk about patty cakes a lot is because patty cakes was who gave me my break. So patty cakes, 2 years ago, tweeted out he was looking for an editor, and at the time, literally had very minimal experience. The only editing I had done was for like my friends, or for like little clips, just for like little shits and gigs kind of deal. And I responded to his tweet, and I said that I was like, hey, listen, I have very minimal experience, but, you know, I will work for you for free. And I think it was like a month. I was like, I'll work for you for free for a month if you give me a shot. And it's kind of like, understandably, because, like, you know, a reputable brand, you know, he wants to produce high quality content, doesn't necessarily want to take a couple steps back in doing that. And he eventually agreed, because the deal was, if you don't like my editing, or like if we don't work well together, you don't like my style or whatever, at the end of the month, you know, we'll part ways, no hard feelings, and I only ask that you like pass me along, kind of deal. Like not even recommend me, but just like, you know, put my name in kind of like the list for other content creators, you know, if they're in the same boat. And he was like, okay, that's fair. So for a month, I worked for him for free. And it was really one of those things where like he was like, "Hey, do you know how to do X?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, totally." I had no fucking clue how to do it. So that was spent with countless hours of YouTube tutorials and like stuff like Skillshare and books and research and friends that were in film school and blah blah blah. And I had to learn this, because it's like, hey, you have a project, here you go. And I was like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I know how to trim clips and put them together. That's it. I don't know how to do anything else. And at the end of that month, he was like, don't really think, that's like we're working out. And I was like, okay, that's fair. So we parted ways, but I kept working on my stuff because I gotten a taste of it. I was like, this is what this is like. I enjoy this. This is what I want to do. So I kept improving, kept making my own stuff. And even like you guys can see, then comes the 14-year-olds on YouTube. Yeah. Who can teach you? Absolutely. That's what I mean. So I took the next couple months and I just hard got into learning. Like it was one of those things. I took classes. I, did my own research, went online, got some connections, that sort of thing. And I started making my own stuff. And it wasn't that my stuff was great. Like even to this day, I'm not satisfied with like the content that I've currently put out on YouTube. But like it got to a point where he messaged me months down the road, like months later, and was like, "Hey, here's the thing. I've seen some of your stuff. Obviously, as far as short form content, I was doing well. I really was excelling in like short form content, but like long form content, I still didn't really have nailed down." And he was like, "Here's the deal. I'd like to work with you again, give you another shot, because I don't think that I gave you the proper instruction, teaching, that sort of thing when we first worked together." And ever since then, we've been working together, and my clientele base has, become more. I worked on Fiverr for a while because that's just it's not necessarily an easy way of making money, but it was just one of those like, it was freelance work, and that really gave me exposure to audio engineering, to graphic design, to general video editing, to production, to like just everything. And fast forward, that's where we are today as far as YouTube editing. And I'll get into that with like future plans, but yeah, that's kind of where we are. So like with the content, I feel like we can come out of like the history and recaps, because that's kind of like a catch up to like where we are kind of presently, So it's one of those things where like I started absolutely fresh, raw dogged, had no idea what I was doing, and I was given an opportunity which has blossomed into me having the opportunity to work with some incredible creators throughout multiple platforms, genres, everything like that. And that's kind of where we are currently. So fall 2022, I've moved let's see. So in 2 years, like just the sweet and condensed version. In 2 years, I have moved 1, 2, 3 times. I've moved 3 times. I've had 4 jobs: Amazon, Home Depot, the hospital, and now fake it till you make it. Oh no. And now editing. I have gotten married in, let's see, so there's that. What else has happened? What other major life events have happened in those 2 years? I mean, I guess it's not necessarily major, but it's like that's it. Yeah. Nothing else. So let's see here. I mean, just like personally too, then it's like I got control back over. Yeah, we're engaged. So okay, so like my lady and I have had kind of like a weird like split of like ceremony and legality. So legally we are married. That's why I do this. Ceremoniously, we have yet to do that because she's currently in med school, not in the country. And it's one of those things. I can't exactly plan venues or caterers or anything like that until she's back. So that's getting pushed off for a bit. So we made the decision, like it was one of those things we wanted to do that. Like we knew we were going to spend the rest of our lives with each other. And so like it's one of those things, like if you follow me on Instagram, for example, yeah, so you know, like we had the papers done. But like this last summer I actually proposed. So like she actually had the ring, and then so like we have the rings, and like I think I showed you guys the wedding bands the other day. So like we finally are kind of like moving into that section, but like the actual wedding reception, everything like that, that's not going to happen for another like 2 years probably. So true love. I'm glad you guys find that sweet. And you know what? I'll bring out the wedding bands again just because. I know most of you have seen them, but like just because. So that's hers. And then that's mine. So hers is rose gold, diamonds, and rose gold and diamonds. And then mine is rose gold and tungsten, which I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Is that a cock ring? Man, you weren't supposed to tell anyone. Come on, man. Bro, come on. You weren't supposed to tell anyone that.
Shut the fuck up.
So it is gonna be a wild wedding. Gonna have to figure out some invitations too. Yeah, whatever. I heard that fart. Shut the fuck up. So let's see. So what else in the other 2 years? So 4 jobs, moved 3 times, married, legally married, not ceremoniously. Lost 35 pounds, closer to 40 now. I'm not gonna say got over my depression, but like it's we having an IRL wedding stream, that could be fun, honestly. Our history and content journey, not the same thing. No, because it's kind of like what the plan is like for stream. Yeah, it's history and recaps were kind of just like where we came from and now where we are. Content journey is now kind of like what we're going to do, and that which is why it ties into like the future plans. So I do have the rolling setup. I do. We could do it. So like, yeah. You mean future plans? Little toot. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you clipped that. I mean, I think it'd be fun, honestly, to have people in attendance. Y'all could party and drink with us. I mean, or just come to the wedding, you know? But yeah, so let's see, what else has been going on? Obviously an office redo, an apartment, reset and all that. But that's kind of like, that's current buns. Obviously in all this time, through many different games, many different communities, I have met lots of incredible people, and you know, you guys as well. So, OMG, he said Buns. Yeah, because you guys all call me Buns. No one knows who Bear is. It's about the buns we made along the way. Exactly. So that kind of gets us into our content journey as far as what I guess that was kind of the content journey of like we used to play some like playthrough stuff, variety retro. I never finished Gauntlet. Ooh, that's awkward. Like I would like to like finish those at some point. Yeah, I guess content journey and history and recaps were kind of when you doing the Minecraft Let's Play. I could theoretically, I could. So yeah, now I guess it's kind of like we'll move in a little bit drunk Minecraft. Well, I don't drink anymore, Matt. That's the thing. That's the issue. Tienes una problema. So that's yeah, kind of into our future plans now. Every time you break a block, you take a shot. I chop one tree down and I'm fucking done. So that kind of takes us into like the future here, and I have had a lot of conversation about future plans, and you know, D, this is one of those things where it's like, you know, I thank you for this too, because like kind of called me out in a not I think intentional way, but like just the way you said some things at points during our conversations were I'm waiting for him to say I quit streaming. Yeah, so future plans is this is the last stream. I'm kidding. But yeah, in not I think an intentional way, but you not, and that's what I mean. It's not even a call out, but like you kind of made me have like some self-realization things. So for a long time, for I would say the good chunk of like the last year, I was so concerned on the future. How can I improve? How can I up my production value? How can I and that's kind of what I mean. Like how can I improve things or like continue to do things that are different, that are entertaining, that set me apart. And I was so focused on what was next, and this sounds wildly cliche, but I have been and was so focused on what's coming, what's the next big thing, what can I do, that I never really got into a set routine. I always had something. There was always something to plan. There was always something to improve, and there should be. That's the nature of entertainment and content creation and staying relevant. But I never got into a rhythm of anything until this last summer, which was kind of proven with the summer stream schedule, just as far as like, yeah, we had a lot of games, but like I hadn't seen growth like that ever. And it was because for the very first time, it was consistent times, consistent days. Every single day had a specific game. That sort of deal. But D and I were talking, and it was always just like there's always like you're always doing something, right? You're always like doing background stuff as opposed to just being in the now. You know, doing a little Edna thing, right? As far as like, you know, and in that way, and it wasn't even a conversation that's what I mean, that I think was an intentional like call out. It was just one of those like offhanded things of the way that it was worded. It was like, yeah, you're right. I'm always like looking to like do something else as opposed to like have a routine. And that really kind of shaped how like I want to make content and want to stream and that sort of stuff. Because it is true. I do want to be different. Like and everybody does. Because in this highly competitive and oversaturated industry, you have to be. You have to bring something to the table that sets yourself apart, which is kind of where we land on like content and future streams and what I plan to do and such. And so December is going to be a little bit weird. And this kind of more ties into like 2023, but also what the precedent of what I want my streams to be. December is its own kind of little entity. And the reason being is because it's a little bit weird because the wife will be back. She'll be back for the entire month. We've got birthdays, on my end, holidays, whole bunch of traveling. So it's like, I'm not going to be able to necessarily stream a lot, but I am going to focus on getting some good YouTube videos out. So so December is its own little thing. And what my plan with December is to kind of like get you guys warmed up to what I want to happen in 2023. So you guys know I've been starting to incorporate a lot more IRL streams, just as far as like, hey, clean my apartment. Watch as I clean my apartment. Give you guys like a little bit of slice of life content. And what I want my content to kind of focus on, because I want to go more in that real life direction, is kind of in the slice of life inspiration / education area. Doesn't mean I'm not like, not going to play games. I am, but there's kind of like this schedule that I want to like adhere to like kind of, that's what I mean, kind of like incorporate you guys into like everyday life and, just, keep you guys company, give you guys something to like tune into, have in the background, learn from, draw inspiration from, anything like that. So examples, like I've talked about having like Bob Ross nights, right? Where like, we don't play games. I just put up a video of Bob Ross, follow along, paint. It's a nice relaxation. It's like you can do that, it's something that you could theoretically do alongside. Like if you knew that the night was coming, that was like, hey, this Saturday morning, evening, whenever we did it, he's going to do a Bob Ross stream. And I can head down to the craft store and grab like my own paints and stuff like that and paint alongside and drink a little wine and we can have a good time. And, it's like having that friend hangout session, but you don't actually have to like go out. So it's kind of like, that's a nice little mix in between. I don't drink. I'm saying you guys could have wine. Also, come on. If it's a Bob Ross night, I might bust out like a small thing. So like just because, just to like, loosen the air a little bit, so to say. So that's the thing. I want to lean more into that direction. And what my schedule, I don't have like a set schedule, but this is what I mean of like, I'm trying to like kind of ease into this as we go. And this also ties into as I figure out mobile streaming a little bit more, so then I can, nothing about you, Spall. My penis disagrees. Thank you. That was just a thought that was let loose, but it's fine. So what I'm planning to do is have kind of a mix and match of like a digital footprint. I've said far worse. I literally have a TikTok about me getting clapped from behind because I dropped my headset on the ground. My digital footprint's fucked up already. It's fine. So God damn it, you guys. But it's kind of like a renewal focus on like making evergreen content, right? You think about the ball fan every day. It's the most worthwhile thing you could ever put in your setup. The coochie cooler, the ball fan, whatever you want to call it. Great. 10 out of 10. But let me finish my thought. No ball fans. So in order to do what I want to do, in order to have this renewed focus on like evergreen content that you guys can actually enjoy just outside of stream. And he got balls on the mind. What can I say? What can I say? Except you're welcome. So having very early morning streams, and I mean like early, like 5 a.m. PST, kind of like that. So like have that stream to about 8 a.m. work 8 to 5 right in there, and then have an evening stream. I know it's before you wake up, but like that's kind of the point of like we'll do like a little swippity swap. And this is the plan, and I need to like iron out the kinks and kind of figure out how I would go about this. But you do like not planned. Oh, I mean, it could be planned. Who knows? You could just be lying to me. But you have 5 a.m. to like 8 a.m. And that's either going to be a workout or a game. And what my plan is to kind of like alternate so that like the morning / evening EU crowd has games and workouts, and same thing like the morning and evening American crowd. And I say EU and America because like realistically that's where like 90% of the viewership is from. So like I know obviously people are in different regions, but like that covers a large chunk of what's going on. But so everyone has like a little mix and match, condensing down the games so that we have consistency, and then making sure that, you know, everybody kind of is getting the same thing. So it's a little less VOD hunting. Boo, EU. So it's a little less VOD hunting and a little bit more what do I want to say? It's all about focusing on consistency. So 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. would either be the workout or the game. And then touchy subject. And then like 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. would be the workout or the game, depending on the week. So like alternate weeks where you have like 1 week it's the workout and then the games, and then the next week it's the games and then the workout. So stuff like that. So you're like, well, 2 streams a day that long aren't you going to get burned out, blah, blah, blah. Realistically, it's only going to be about 1 stream because the IRL stream is going to be stuff that I would have to be doing normally anyway. So perfect example is, you know, if I'm taking you guys to the gym with me, I'm going to work out anyway. And I'm not going to be like, it's not going to be like an interactive chat necessarily, but it's like, it's a little motivation for you, little, you know, get up and go. If I like look at my phone and there's a question of like, oh, hey, how do you work out this muscle? I can be like, hey, a really good exercise for that is fill in the blank, right? There will just be a camera. So you'll just, so like there's that. And then we go to the game streams, and the game streams get condensed. And that's kind of what I was going to talk about a little bit today. We might, I don't know, do that a little bit later, but the games I'm kind of thinking about are like condensing it, of just like we have the categories instead of individual games. We just condense it down to categories. So it's like stream 6 days a week because I'm going to take Sundays off. You have FPS, horror, playthrough, and I say playthrough of just like single player, you know, anything like that. And maybe even like 2 playthroughs even, because if we have something like a Pokemon playthrough and then like a Kingdom Hearts playthrough, we could do that at the same time. But that's what I mean, like condensing those into categories. So you have, like I said, FPS, horror, maybe like a Nintendo day. So like it could be, I'll have like a little spin wheel kind of deal where it's like, maybe it'll be Mario Party, it might be Mario Kart, it might be Super Smash Bros. But that sort of thing of like you have categories per day of like, hey, Mondays are FPS days, you know, and you spin the wheel and we're playing Overwatch today. Great. Or you spin the wheel and it's Valorant today. Maybe not Valorant. I don't know. I feel like I'll get smoked, but a lot of people have asked to see me play Valorant. So like, I don't know. But it's like, or it's Destiny today, or it's Call of Duty today. So you know what I mean? Like we just have like, you know, a selection, and then we have a horror game until we play through it. We have kind of like a current playthrough. So maybe like, you know, God of War, for instance, or Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet. Like a challenge playthrough maybe. So like that could be like our Nuzlocke. We have, you know, our retro playthrough. So like stuff like that. And then I could also in theory tie off loose ends to previous commitments that I said many years ago. For example, I I still owe a Hollow Knight playthrough, a Ori playthrough, like the sequel to Ori, and I never finished my Gauntlet playthrough. So like those were like 3 things you know, that like are loose ends that I think about sometimes, while also incorporating IRL stuff so that we have, you know, an apartment cleaning day, or we have a little slice of life, or come grocery shopping with me, or come golfing with me, go to the gym with me. You promised me a replay through of Disney again. That could be on the list. That's what I'm saying. The possibilities are endless. But that's what I mean. VR day? Yeah, exactly. That, like, we can do stuff like that, right? Where the options increase. Like, if we just condense them down to categories, the options that we can do increase. And then simultaneously, that'll allow me to maintain my variety as well. Because, like, realistically, it is very hard to grow as a variety person. But if you, like, just condense it down to categories of, like, hey, you know that every Wednesday I play horror games, tune in every Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like, just consistency. For the sword game, and I can get out my violent urges, I would love to play VR with you. But that's what I mean. Like, I want to maybe murder ASMR stream. I don't know how to fucking respond to that. But you know, it's one of those things that go buy one now. Let's play VR tonight. You guys are crazy. You crazy girls. Thank you, D, for specifying in a video game. But that's one of those things that, like, that's what the goal for my 2023 is consistency, hammering in, just like, we stick through this. This is what we do. And at the same time, you can get inspiration from it. You can get education from it, entertainment, like those little, you know, little separate categories. Because it's like, I love to cook with you guys. And like I was talking about last night, I'm working on getting plugins all set up on my computers so that I could just walk out my door and have my mobile stream rolling. And if, you know what, we're not really feeling games tonight or anything like that, hey, guess what? Like, come cook dinner with me. You know what I mean? Like, we swap it up so you go from the desk and I can walk out and that camera's rolling too. And then I just have to press a button on my Stream Deck. And then Humble, thank you so much. Brother, I appreciate you. Welcome in, first of all.
Thank you for your patronage.
Secondly, Coton, enjoy your sub. Your ad-free viewing, your sub badge. And Humble, thank you once again. D, please, pitch a stream idea. Go for it. You're so late. Hey, it's okay. Humble, don't worry about it. We're just talking. The VOD exists for a reason, and I had little chapters, right? So, like, if you need to catch up on anything specific, that option is there for you. But that's the goal. 2023 is really the goal of, like, I want to be hammered in consistently of just having those different types of streams and having good, consistent content for you guys to watch. And yeah, that's really the thing. So that kind of leads me into this conversation Matt was talking about a little bit with VFX editing for a certain streaming platform. So about a month ago yet, mobile screen, but the camera is taped to a basketball, then you shoot hoops with the ball. The camera is taped to the basketball. I could maybe see that with like a GoPro, but then I'd have to like wireless stream it, and that would be like choppy as hell. We could think about it though. I've definitely thought about doing like POV cooking streams and stuff though. So like I have the camera out there and like you have the general scene, but I've got like a GoPro on my head, and then you can like watch me like and chopping POV. You are the basketball. That's fine. It was POV toilet stream. Wait, we already did that. That might be where we're at here once we get to this pepper. But that's really what I want to do. You know, making sure that we can get that locked in. And we'll have a game selection stream here soon, so we can just kind of figure out, you know, what we kind of want to dive into first. Like, I know we were talking about Kingdom Hearts for a playthrough. I know we were talking about a Pokemon Nuzlocke. Obviously, Scarlet and Violet are currently out, and I want to play through that. So we've got some options. You know, finish up Mortuary Assistant, beat Five Nights at Freddy's, go through the observation duties, like, you know, desensitize me to certain things. Because the other thing too with like playthrough games and all that stuff too, if we do like 2 and 2, so we do like 2 days of FPS, 2 days of playthrough, which can be a broad category of either horror, retro, anything like that, and then we do like 1-and-1 kind of deal, as far as like we do like a Nintendo and then stuff like that, anything like that. FaZe, hiya, how you doing? Paranormal observation, just to throw out a few. Yeah, exactly. So like just have like dedicated categories. So it's like, oh, Monday, Tuesday, he's playing an FPS game, stuff like that. But that's the goal. Now, where I was getting with VFX editing and stuff like that. So about a month ago now, I received an offer, which was kind of funny. FaZe, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. We're just going through our future plans, going from December into 2023 for content, and kind of, you know, we got through the recap of where I came from, where I streamed from, you know, how this journey started, because it's 2 years of content creation. It's not necessarily 2 years of streaming, but here we are. But I'm glad you're here. Welcome in. So this is kind of where like the work thing ties into as well. So I, like I said, had a recent opportunity to apply and do a working interview for a VFX position for Netflix. And it's pretty cool. The entire story of kind of like how I got this opportunity, because I didn't go to film school. I don't have like those kinds of connections, anything like that. 5 nights on mortuary duty. Essentially, I have a friend who knows a guy who knows a guy. Like it's one of those things, you know, who knows a guy who knows a guy. Like it's one of those types of chains of like, I have a friend who knows a guy who knows a guy. That's like the actual chain. And my friend recommended me to his buddy because his buddy was like, hey, you know, does your friend have any interest in working like in the professional industry? And obviously YouTube is still kind of the Wild West. It is obviously very professional, but like it's not classic media, so to say. And so he asked me, he's like, do you have any interest in doing this? Because, you know, it's one of those things. If you say no, you're not getting this chance again. But if you say yes, you might have an opportunity. Oh, hi, miss. Hi, miss. How you doing? You little cutie. Oh, got me all nervous now. Ooh. And so that turned into a friend of a friend. You know, waifu has entered the chat. Now I'm all nervous. Ooh. I was studying. Also, I'm sorry for your cold shower. That was unfortunate that you only got 10 minutes of hot water. That's no bueno. And my condolences to you. Mrs. Buns. Spirit, don't scare her away now. All right. Now, down, girl. Ooh, 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 ooh. Get your dog, bitch. He don't bite. Yes, he fucking does. Yeah, so I have the cold sucked. I can imagine. So I have this opportunity, and I've been working remotely for the last little bit, and I find out here soon if I am going to be continuing with said opportunity, or if I will be good. Excellent. or if I'm getting dropped like a hot sack of potatoes. So it's one of those things of like, if I do get this opportunity, really the streaming schedule won't really change. It'll just kind of affect how much time I have to work on external content, so like TikToks, YouTubes, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's kind of where it's at. I can't really say too much. And also, like, I don't have the position. I was laughing at Buns, not your cold shower. Yeah, that's okay. I think she's fine. She should be, at least theoretically. But yeah, it's one of those things where like I can't really like speak, like I can't plan around it and speak too much about it because I don't know what happens. Like if I get it, I get it, and then we can go from there. If I don't, then things continue as normal. And what we just talked about is basically the same. But that in summary is kind of what 2023 is going to look like. And I'm really excited. As I stated, the name of the game is consistency. It was and always has been. Words can't hurt me. All right, next time you and I get into a little bit of banter, I'm going to remember you saying this, because when you get all Weenie Hut Jr. on me and you're like, then yeah. Hey,
actually.
Oh god, he broke it. Holy shit, he broke it. Bro, what did you do? All right, we're going to try that again.
Actually.
I might take the command off of it, because I've noticed if you redeem it with channel points, it works a lot smoother. But if you like try to use the command, it gets a little fucky wucky. So we'll have to see. I might disable that.
Actually.
Attention, everyone! Run for your lives! Robots have taken over the world!
All right. Easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. But yeah, that's kind of the plan of 2023 is I want to incorporate IRL streams a lot more, at least one a day kind of deal. I want to incorporate what do I want to say? Consistent games, you know, whatever the case that may be, whether that's horror, whether that is Nintendo games, whether that's FPS games, anything like that, playthroughs, retro, whatever it may be. Really niching down and like figuring out what the community likes, what they want to see, and what they want to partake in. Hey, Miss Lemonade, now that you're here, I have a question. Would you be willing to laugh at me as I like sit next to me? So like sit right here, so to say. I could crop the camera angle so you wouldn't necessarily be on camera, and then play a horror game with me on stream, so you could just laugh at me being a weenie. Would you be willing to do that at any point in time? Could I bribe you with like a sushi dinner, perhaps? Yeah, you can be off the camera. That's what I mean. Like if you sit right here, I can crop the camera so like they can't see you. That sounds regular. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not confirmed 100%, but we may have a special guest appearance from the waifu for a horror stream. She'd be off camera, but you could hear her giggling at me at the very least. So maybe, mayhaps. Could be a thing. We'll just have to see. You are a weenie, whatever. Can I play too, but not be on camera? Yeah, you could. You could indeed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can play games. I just would crop the camera so you wouldn't be here. Or like if you wanted to play them on the TV so you could sit on the couch, then yeah, you could do that too. I'll just crop the camera. Point being, you don't have to be here. You know what would be fucking hilarious if she wore a green screen suit and I just chroma keyed her out. That would be so funny. Oh man. Oh, that would be fucking hilarious. Phasmo? Yeah, there certainly could be a Phasmo. But that's 20. That's the schmoof, right? That's 2023. Those are the content plans. You know it, you love it. That's what we're working towards. So, the time has come for me to... The time has come for me to fulfill a duty that what do I want to say? Fulfill the final charity incentive of last season. Which, once again, thank you to all of you guys that contributed towards St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I think in just like a month, we raised $300 for them. So, you know, it's pretty good. Especially because like I didn't really promo it. I didn't do anything like that. But yeah, I'm a man of my word. And the first charity incentive was the Death Nuts. Or the first charity incentive were 2 Pocky 1 chips. The Potent, howdy. The second charity incentive was the Death Nuts, which we had in one night, resulted in me vomiting, and it was horrible. But the third charity incentive was a Carolina Reaper. And it's for the children. Laugh all you want. It's for the kids. I'm not going to be the bad guy here. I will subject myself to pain. You don't have to do it. Yeah, you do, Spirit. Yeah, Matt, your donation did push it over the edge. So here's the deal, guys. What's going to happen is I'm going to eat the pepper. Like, we're going to go through this entire thing again. And as I'm eating it, crying, snotting, doing all that, we're going to talk about this season's charity incentives. Okay. So I'm gonna go grab the peppers. I'm gonna show you. I'm going to open them in the kitchen, and then I will bring one in here because I don't want any of that in this office except for the singular thing that I'm consuming. So let me go get the peppers. But we're gonna talk about this season's incentives because it's gonna be a lot less bodily harm to me and more just like potential physical modifications, such as like nail painting and whatnot. It's worse than smelling salts, Queen. 100%. Hope you have ice cream. I do. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. It's like 500, 600,000 less Scoville than like the other stuff. So like it should be like not good, but better. So we're only going to eat one of these. We're not eating the entire jar. I'm just going to eat one. But I'm going to open this and go put one on a plate and then come back to you, okay? So give me just a second here. All right, you guys.
And his name is John C.
There she is. Lars she blows. You know, I can't think of John without thinking about Bing chilling right now.
Do it.
What are you doing, step bro?
Okay. So, I'm going to eat this. All right. Cough. When are we going to get a of your new soundbite? I don't know. I'll work on it. So, here's the deal. I am going to eat this. And then... Oh, wait. Are you talking about this? Oh. Oh. I'm going to eat this. It'll be at some point. Oh. So, I'm going to eat this. I'm going to throw away the glove, put the plate back in the kitchen. And then we're going to talk about charity incentives for this season while I'm like sniveling and crying. I'm not going to throw up this time. It's not going to happen. Okay. Oh! Ah! Oh. 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 Oh my god. Oh. 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 I didn't miss this. Oh, I didn't miss this.
Actually.
Oh, it's hard to breathe. Uh.
Bing bong.
Oh. Oh. Matt, your ass is fat. And your voice is seductive. Velvety and chocolatey. Oh. Oh, I'm getting my ice cream. Oh my god. It's not as bad. Oh my god. It's not as bad at all. It still really fucking hurts. Oh. Sounds good, humble. Oh. 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 Tillamook vanilla bean.
What are you doing, step bro?
Reaper whiskey? Oh my god. That sounds fucking awful. Ugh. Oh my god. Matt, to answer your question, no spicy stuff this time around. For the charity incentives. Spicy moonshine. Oh my god. Eh. All right. So here's the deal. $100. I'll get my nails painted. $500. Chat gets to choose. Solid color. Natural. Lou, I'm not getting like French tips. We're not doing that. Yeah, we'd probably do a gel coat. That is true. You would have to be on stream. $1,000 to shave your head bald? Uh-uh. There's a lot of things I'll fuck with, not my hair. No, nay. Not the eyebrows either. Plain simp. Welcome in. Do I like parodies? I do. I do. That was good. I like that. That's good. That's good. I haven't heard that one. I've heard a lot of them. I haven't heard that one. All right. So. Oh, it still hurts. Oh my God. All right. We're not rebranding. But I will do the leg waxing. Blaine, thank you. I will. It is relieving the spice. Legs does not include balls. Nor could I show that on stream. Unsub. All right. So here's the thing. Oh. Go get ready for bed? Okay. Sounds good. I'll talk to you in a little bit, okay? Squeeze nose hairs. Oh my God. Oh. No. Uh-uh. Okay, $100. Nails painted. Solid color. Naturals. Chat's choice. $200. Toenails painted. Same iteration. $300. Total. Because we have a $500 goal. So 300, we are not doing balls painted. Hey, can someone tell me why there's a hole in my ice cream? What the fuck? Why is there a hole in the center of it? Ahem.
What are you doing, step bro?
That's a convenient air pocket there, Queen. Oh, wow. Ahem. All right. Here's the deal. I could also actually, you know what? I could up the ante a little bit too. For right now. Instead of making this 500, we just do a big league here. So let's keep this going. Because I have a final incentive that might be a thing for you guys. Where was I? 900. Damn, this thing lingers. This burn lingers. All right. Here's my 300. Here's my $1,000. Like, you guys get this goal. This is what will happen. There. $1,000 incentive. I will get a small tattoo of the community's choice. The wife must approve. You do not get to pick where on the body. I have a patchwork thing going on right now. So if I get it somewhere, I have to get it. So I have to get equal, like, matching. And also, I know for a fact you guys would be like, get it tattooed on your dick. Get a tramp stamp. I know you guys. My face on your ass. Yeah. See, I already know. Like, get a tramp stamp. Get a Prince Charles. Get a... Like, no, we're not doing that. Buns was here. All right. At $900, I'll do a 24-hour stream. Just the peach emoji. Imagine. I would get an ass tat. I could theoretically get an ass tat. You guys have to get there first, but I would theoretically get an ass tat. Thank you, D. Tattooed on your chest? No. All right. So at $300, I will wax a leg. At $400, oh my God. Yeah, that's the point, Queen. It's wildly uncomfortable. So I'd really hope that you guys would get to the other leg. Underneath one of your eyes. Oh my god, that would hurt so bad. All right, we have 4 more incentives. For $500, $600, $700, and $800. What are we doing? I have 0 hair on my upper body, Matt. One leg is more uncomfy? Okay. Well, so how would you want to work that, though? Here, you know what we'll do? Shave, slit into eyebrow. Eyebrow. Then we'll just do wax legs. It's not necessarily by my suffering. Just for incentive, you know? Because, like, it wouldn't be right for me to put a tattoo at $100, right? And my nails painted at 1,000 kind of deal. All right, I'm gonna take one more bite and then put this away. Destroy all electronic equipment in your office with a baseball bat. That would be unfortunate. Nose hair plucking. Yeah, exactly, D. Ooh, my mouth still hurts. 700 live homeless for a week. You guys. Restore office to previous setup, then we hit 800 and... All right, I need 4 more incentives. Four more. 1 year return to vertical cam? 1 year? Bro. How about a month? Dye my hair? How about a month? Vertical cam for a month. 4 months. I don't know about that one, Chief. That's a long time. I don't know about the charity incentive. No, I don't know about the dyeing hair either. $800 Mrs. Buns gives you a makeup look. I don't know if she'll be here, though. That's the problem. Like, we'd have to, like, pocket that one. Also, she wears, like, mascara, and that's it. She doesn't have product. Okay, we'll do vertical cam for a month. Okay, Queen, how about instead of her giving me a makeup look, how about I do my makeup? I do a makeup stream. How does that sound, Queen? Ugh. The taste is still in my mouth. Ugh. Would she get that works? Show your skills. Okay. We'll do makeup stream. Yeah, full look. Sure. I'll do a seasonal look. Whenever we reach this, if it's like a spring look or, you know, fall look or whatever, I'll do a full face. Yeah, contouring. All that shit. Hot tub stream? Absolutely not. I am not putting water in here. Does outfit include the look? No. No, it does not. You might notice there's no cat maid incentive in here. Y'all really want the maid costume, huh? $600. Hot bathtub stream. Maid costume. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna bump all these up then. If we're gonna do the maid costume, I'll do that. I'm gonna do one of these. You wear one of Mrs. Bunn's outfits? So you know what's funny is like we're about the same size in a decent amount of things, so like yeah, basically homeless. I love basically homeless. Same cock size? Right around. Right around there. All right, so we need one more incentive here. Also, do you guys actually want like the bathtub stream? I don't even know if that's allowed. I'm gonna be quite honest. Like the hot tub's one thing. I don't know if like his videos give me anxiety. I think he's just a chill dude. I'm gonna get some Tums real quick. A mud wrestle stream? What's wrong with you guys? Mud wrestling? Jello wrestling. Okay. Yeah, Nate, that's part of the fun. What are you talking about? We love that. We love that for him. VIP random viewer indefinitely. I don't know if that's worth $700 though. Build a toilet PC and do a tub stream. $700 mod me. Should you imagine he just drops $700? He's like, yeah, 700. Absolutely not. No. A D stream. That could be fun. I wouldn't. Just be a stream of you being like, Coco. So what are we doing here? What are we doing? Sheesh. BTS OnlyFans. No. No. No, I'm not. No, no pets. No pets. Come on. Come on now. Adopt a goldfish? No. I'm not getting an animal. That animal didn't ask to be brought into this family. Commission a furry artist. Get a fursona. Okay, $700 is a 24-hour stream. Make 900. Play one of the. Okay, so stream ends when I beat Pogo Jump or something like that. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Yeah, getting over it. Okay. All right. Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna do some adjustments here. I'm gonna do some adjustments here then. Okay. I'm gonna do some adjustments so you guys have like increments. So you have like the $500, so that like gets you to the hump, and then you have like stuff to go from there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do. Oh, hold on. We're gonna do this. 24-hour. I'll split this up a little bit. One sec. Oop. So we'll do that. We'll go here. Makeup. I think 1 month of vertical cam isn't enough time. That's like 30 streams, my boy. That's a decent chunk of time right there. Yes. Yes, Matt. What can I do for you? Here's another suggestion. Okay. What do we got? What do you got for me? Hit me with your best shot. Delete your Titan. Oh. I can't do that. That's a good one. I can't. I personally just, I know, like, that Titan's been there for 8 years. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I just can't. Not even for charity. Nope. Fuck them kids. All right, this is what we have. This is what we have. We got, for $100, we've got 3 made costumes. 3 made costume streams. For $200, I will get my nails painted a solid color. They will be my natural nails, no acrylics. Chat/community's choice. For $300, I will get my toenails painted with the same terms and conditions, solid color, naturals, community's choice of color. For $400, I will do a full face makeup stream. So full contouring, eyelashes, whatever the palette of the season is. Okay. For $500, we'll do a 24-hour stream. For $600, I will shave one of those, I'll get a little butterfly razor. And I will, shave one of the slits into my eyebrows, which are out of style now, by the way. So, yeah, a little Charlie Puth eyebrow, except his is from like an actual scar. So, that's different. For $700, I will do a vertical cam for a month. So this will go whoop, and I'll go vertical. But that makes it cool. For $800, like once we reach $800, I will wax both my legs. Get the paper strips and all, get the hot wax, put them on. Upper body stuff, we're just gonna avoid because I literally don't have hair on my upper body, like at all. If there's any comparison, the wife has more hair on her arms than I have on mine. So legs it has to be. For $900, we will do a series of I can't stop streaming until I beat X. Whether that's Get Over It or Pogo Jump or whatever. Can't stop streaming until I beat it. And then once we reach the $1,000 goal, I will get a small tattoo in the placing of my choice. It could be something from an emulator. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but it'll be a game that I can't stop streaming until I beat. And then for $1,000, the coup de grace of this season, I will get a small tattoo. Like Super Mario Bros. Oh my god. I will get a small tattoo of your guys' choice on with the terms and conditions that I get to place it and my wife has to approve it. So those are going to be our charity incentives. Okay? So I'll go with that. Hear ye, hear ye. It hath decreed, this is the law. We can pick how big it is, colors, design, etc. Small. Small tattoo. Small tattoo. I'm not talking coin size, but it's not going to be big. It's not going to be big. All right. You guys. You guys. You guys. Aren't we all small in the grand scheme? Oh, you clever. It's arbitrary. Yeah, so are you. But here's the deal. the small tattoo place, like I'm talking like no bigger than like hand size, you know. We'll figure it out. You guys can like listen, we can hash out the size once you guys get there, we'll hash it out, okay? But that'll be the community charity incentives, and I'll make a little announcement and a little graphic for that, okay? But for now, you guys. So here's the thing. I've talked a lot. This has been just a stream of me talking, and I appreciate you guys for sticking in here. Matt for mod 2024. Depends on the base where you start measuring. Still think you should delete your Titan, but okay. Yeah. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Maybe I could do like, because I don't want it to be like game specific, you know what I mean? Because if someone's not interested in Destiny, then me deleting my Titan doesn't mean anything to them. You know what I mean? Versus waxing my legs is very palpable. So here's the thing. I have been chit-chatting for, you know, over 3 hours now. We've done some things, done some other. Permamod, Matt, or Spirit can't be both. You got to choose. Delete your Twitch. Okay. All right. So I talked a lot about eat a key from your keyboard. You guys. So I talked a lot about how I have gone through a lot of change. There's a lot of stuff has happened in the last 2 years. As far as like content creation metrics are concerned, we've done a lot in 2 years. We got affiliate twice technically on Twitch because I got to affiliate very quickly, and then when I went to YouTube, I canceled my affiliate contract, and then I came back and I got affiliate again. So we got affiliate twice. Got to partnership on YouTube. Became a YouTube partner, which in my opinion is a far bigger deal. I've met so many wonderful people. Have been a part of so many incredible communities. Finding them through the games that I have explored, or whether it was just random happenstance of getting found. $1,000 switch to YouTube gaming streams. I don't know if we're gonna do that quite yet. Not yet. That might be happening anyway, so save your money. But that's the thing. Like, I have jumped around and bounced around and done a whole lot of crazy things, and a lot of you guys have been here to see a lot of it, and I have some like individual thank yous that I'm gonna pass out, because I have some like generic thank yous, like just to you guys as the community for showing up and being here and enjoying this time with me. But first and foremost, I know the wife isn't here and she probably won't see this, but you know, I tell her this every day. And actually before I say this, I'm gonna go grab something. So first and foremost, I am exceedingly thankful to my lady, my girlfriend, my wife, my partner in crime, all of that. It's not going to be like a wedding vow or anything like that, but like truly, you know, if you do ever see this, and Leah, I'm talking to you, thank you. You are my foundation. You have pulled me up from the depths. You are quite literally the only person that knows everything that's gone on behind the scenes. All the work, all the late hours, all the sacrifices you've made to compensate for me. You know, I have the very first note that you wrote to me and left on my desk one day, telling me that you're proud of me and that you believe in me and that I can I can do this, and thank you. I say this a lot, and yeah, like it's one of those things, like it's like it's one of those things, like it's cliche to say, but like it's true. Like I couldn't do this without you, and I wouldn't be where I am without you. And you have tolerated the late nights when you're trying to sleep. You have, listened to me and my frustrations. You have sat through my excitement of getting new tech, of trying to make this a part of yours in my life, and more importantly, even when like the financial stuff was not there, you had my back on that as well. And like I said, if you ever do see this, I love you, and I'm so thankful for you and everything that you do for me. And I could go on, but the entirety of the matter is thank you for being my foundation, being the person I can fall back onto. And I look forward to you coming home, and I look forward to lifetime together. So thank you. This is going to get framed at some point. I'm actually working on this, but that stays that stays near me all the time. But next, and certainly a step in like not quite on the same level, but close. See, Mr. Boyfriend, you and Katie, Katie a little bit less so, because I know this is more so your involvement, but obviously both of you, thank you guys. You have been here since nearly the beginning, and I'm like, when we're talking like sub month, or like just over a month of you finding and being here, thank you guys. And I know it's a little bit hard sometimes, considering we're on opposite sides of the world, just trying to catch streams or hang out or do whatever. But in the same way, thank you. It's you're supported by friends and family and everything like that, and it's one of those things. I definitely would have never had some of the conversations or some of the eye openings without your perspective in there, and I appreciate you. Hopefully you're here to see this grow and get to a point where I can compensate you for the thing that is more valuable than anything else, which is your time. I'm glad that I met you guys, that just fate had it that you would stumble across my stream a couple years ago when you really had no business finding me. So I appreciate you for sticking around, for accepting the responsibility to moderate and everything like that. And I know it's not necessarily like that difficult, quote unquote. Like I'm very thankful for having a relatively unproblematic community and stream and everything like that. But thank you guys, you and Katie both, and I appreciate you guys. I am so glad that I met you, that we became friends, and very much in a similar way, I'm so glad that you just gave me a ear to talk to. Your opinions have been consistently solid throughout these years, and your different perspective on things. Like I said, there's some definitely a lot of eye-opening things that like I just wouldn't have thought about, or I wouldn't have committed to if I wasn't like, hey, what do you think about this? And you're like, honestly, not feeling it, or like, yeah, go for it. And I can't thank you enough. So thank you both. I appreciate you. Like I said, hope that one day I will have the means to compensate you for the most valuable thing that you've given me, which is your time. And I look forward to growing and seeing how life turns out. then, you know, just on a more professional level, stepping away from a little bit of the personal. Thank you to Nexus and King's Coast for being my first content partners. A little bit weird considering like their brands, but like behind the brands are people that care about their product and their industry. And especially someone of my size, where I'm not going to say I'm a small streamer because, you know, I'm certainly kind of like in the middle of the pack as far as content creation and things that, and the metrics and everything like that. But you don't see a lot of brands going below kind of like the top of the top. And I appreciate you both for taking a chance and being able to trust me to be a face and a vision of kind of what you guys have for your plans as well. So thank you guys for taking a chance on me. I hope that we will have a prosperous and successful business and, you know, hopefully closer relationship with each other as the years come. And then you guys, the rest of you, all of you in chat, thank you guys. I touched on it briefly with D, but you know, the biggest thing that you guys could ever gift me, support me with is your time. And for you guys to be able to come out here day after day, stream after stream, chat, interact, hang out, lurk, doesn't matter. Just the fact that you are spending your time with me is unbelievable. It's one of those things that I don't know. It's not necessarily that I didn't imagine it, because certainly like that's, you know, that's the goal, right? Like the goal is to be an entertainer, to you know, make sure that you have this captive audience. But it's one of those things where this is something that I certainly appreciate far more than I think the next step would maybe have you believe, of just like being able to personally interact with you guys and be like, how was your weekend? How was your animal? how'd your sports teams? Like the fact that I know these individual details about you guys, I don't know. There's something about that where like that's the community aspect of it, right? And that's something that, you know, is kind of bittersweet about growth of like, obviously the bigger you get, the more new faces come in, and then at some point it's just you can't keep track of everyone. And I appreciate you guys, everyone from Rainy streams, Spirit streams, Mr. OT's, individual communities that we oh FaZe, I'm sorry you didn't catch that, right, you individual communities that I found through games that I just kind of like entered in, as far as retro speedruns, you know, Pokemon community, anything like that. It doesn't happen without you guys. Like I could be streaming into the void, and you know, that would just kind of be it. It would be a kind of a hobby, but the fact that I can seriously consider this as something that I could do for the future is something that, I don't know, something that kid me I don't think would have ever fathomed. I've always loved games since I was a kid. I've always loved sharing in those experiences, and doesn't mean anything if there's no one to share in it with. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. And like I said, I'm looking forward to 2023, because this is kind of a kick in the ass that I've needed, and this is a burst of motivation and drive. You're not even going to thank Stream Elements. Stream Elements, thank you. You've been a loyal bot since nearly the beginning. So thank you for your continued functionality. There you go, D. But what was I saying? Yeah, I've had kind of a, most of the time. It works most of the time. That's all really anyone can ask. But it's one of those things where it's not that I'm having a burst of motivation and I'm gonna get 2 months of content in and like, you know, hard grind and here we go and I'm posting and blah blah blah, and then I fall off the wagon again. Like this is something that like I feel, you know, the push to do, the call to do is like I can do this. And even in the sense of it's something that, you know, people are just like, oh, it's just entertainment, like it doesn't really matter. That's what I mean, like the finding the passion to move away from kind of the specific entertainment section and move more in the slice of life, sharing, community, and like educational, interactive, that kind of thing. And even just like the smallest of examples recently of like, you know, Humble saying he started planning because he watched the stream, or like Queen saying she got motivated to reset and kind of clean up her setup because I was doing stuff. Even those just like little things, I could be done streaming, but like if I can give out those little dashes of inspiration or motivation or that sort of thing, that's what it all boils down to, and that's what I want to do this. So in the same way, going into 2023, if I can give you guys motivation to, if I can give you guys motivation to work out, I'm not talking about like going to the gym, getting huge, like, yeah, look at me, fitness influencer. But it's one of those things of like, if you were like on the fence of going to the gym and then like, you know, either I was streaming or you happened to like watch the VOD kind of deal. And, you know, you saw, you know, hopefully me getting after it kind of deal. And it's like, okay, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to the gym kind of deal. Like, even if I can like do that one time, that's what I'm going for. Humble, I'm glad that you have found that. And that's what I mean. That's what I want to do. I want to keep inspiring and motivating and teaching. And it's like games are entertaining and they can convey so much emotion and have so much experience behind them. But life, you know, life is life. And if I can provide anything to help people like actually in life, then that's what I want to do. And that's, like I said, the biggest kind of kick of motivation I've had since I've started doing this. So thank you guys. Motivate me if you did. It would motivate me more if you did the Tina. You know, Lou, I think we could do that. We could do that. Where do you want me to mail your DeWalt Impact? I do not want you to mail me a DeWalt Impact. I'm good. What about an electric screwdriver? I already have one. Thank you, Matt. Ooh. Ugh. So, you know how I was talking about the Pocky chip and how it was gross? It was really just the taste of the Carolina Reaper. Like, it does not taste good. The pepper itself does not taste good. I mean, obviously, like the blue food dye and stuff like that, you know, is impacting the taste. And the Pocky chip did taste worse because it was like, you know, stale, and like it was a texture thing as well. And that's what I mean. Like it had like the weird little corn blue food coloring little added shit too. So like it did taste worse, but like the smell and kind of like that after, like when I was like that initial like, oh, this tastes gross, I smelled the Carolina Reapers and stuff like that. It's the stalest, driest chip you've ever had in your life. That's what I'm saying. So like it tasted worse, but like that initial kind of like, you know, that sort of thing, that was from the Carolina Reaper. But Nay, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I mean, we're about done here, so like you're not really missing much, but thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have good sleeps. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow, depending on what's going on. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the community, and I hope you feel better as well. what was I saying? Yeah, but the Carolina Reaper, you know, that sort of thing. Or like the Carolina Reaper, like that initial smell, taste, everything like that. That's from the pepper. That's not from the chip. So like it doesn't taste good. I almost wonder if you had like a, what's the deadline on this round of charity? There's not. Yeah. So whenever you guys get to it, then we'll go from there. So yeah, it's one of those things. Like I understand having a deadline on charity incentives, but in my case, like I want to promote it. I want to give it a chance, everything like that. Queen, welcome back. You don't have to apologize. I'm glad that you got a good walk. Can the donation go farther than 1K? It can, but like excellent. Oh, Katie, you Andy from the mod household. I appreciate it. Katie, I thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution towards St. Jude's. From them and myself, I appreciate it. Thank you. Wait, how do I do that? If you, I don't know what it is on mobile, but if you're on desktop, there should be like a little donate function kind of right around where like the sub button is. And Nay, to answer you, I'm very glad that you guys are able to communicate again, but also I'm glad that this community can provide some relief for that. Humble, to answer your question, the dono can go farther than 1K, just for like the specific goal bar, everything like that. It's at 1,000 unless I edit it to further. So let's get this to 5K. Brother, I don't know if we hold on, wait, pause. Let's take it a little step at a time first, you know. You never know, just saying. Hey, listen, I do understand. I'm just saying, like, let's simmer down a little bit too. Katie,
Thank you for your patronage.
Katie. Patty did get a sub. That's funny. Oh my God, Katie, what are you doing? Katie, I'm supposed.
I choked on my own spin. Oh my God, she got me. Fucking choked. Oh, that was a.
Oh my God, just a fucking. Katie. Oh my God. All right, here's the deal. Hold on. Bio, Roland, Apple, Lou, Red Juice, Alex, Lapuz, Patty, FaZe, and Roz. You guys thank Katie for your sub. Holy shit. Katie, wow. Chica, I appreciate you. I know it was a probably discussion betwixt the mods, but you guys, thank you. As I have always stated, never have to do that. It's always, I don't know, it's always kind of a shock to me that people do that. But Katie, thank you. I appreciate you. If you did not hear the thank you I had for you guys, you know, it'll be in the VOD just a little bit. Also, speaking of which, really quickly, your guys' Christmas present had kind of an issue, so like it's I have to reship it. So just you guys too. To all of you that got a gifted scub, To all of you that got a gifted sub. Oh my god.
Thank you for your patronage.
Humble. Humble. Oh my god. Oh my god. Humble, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Outside Joke TV, Captain Brainspace, Trekkie, Fernando, Keth, Frosty. Oh wait, Camden, Men's Trends, a long time lurker, Plain Sim, Meegs, and Tiffy. Thank Humble for your gifted sub. Please enjoy your sub badges, your your ad-free viewing, and your emotes. Oh my god, you guys. Thank you. God damn it, Matt. Fuck.
Thank you for your patronage.
Oh, you guys. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Fun fact that that's the second hype train I've ever had. And you guys got it to a fucking level 7. So thank you. Oh my god. Jones, BMO. Oh, BMO got one. Hold on. Wait. Mirkrid, Ethan, Plant, Oddsters, Cypher. Oh, Cypher got a sub. That's fun. Weather got a sub. Diffuse got a sub. The King Vig, BMO, and Jones. You guys thank Matt, the Radar Tech, for your gifted sub. Enjoy your your ad-free viewing, your sub badge, as well as your emotes. Matt, Humble, and Katie, you guys, thank you. Scam Train. I've been here for both. Let's go. Hey, Queen, you need to buy more balls. Sub-free viewing. Yeah, I meant ad-free viewing. You know what I mean. You know what I meant. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. I'm gonna make a grown man cry.
Thank you for
Katie.
your patronage.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Katie, thank you for the gifted sub to Pokimane. Not that I am ever going to meet Pokimane, but you know, Pokey, if you ever see this, howdy hey. My name's Galactic Bear. We should collab sometime. I can't offer anything for you other than I can't offer anything for you. So all right, Matt. All right. You know what's the funniest thing is the fact that Tim doesn't even stream on Twitch anymore. Matt coming in with a gifted sub to the streamer that I first followed. Full circle. I know he still has a Twitch account. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm just saying. Tim was, so for those of you that missed it, Tim was the very first streamer I started watching on Twitch. Massive source of inspiration. You might notice I say good morning, evening, and afternoon. All right, D. All right, easy. Take it easy, people. Try.
Thank you for your patronage.
I find it fucking hilarious that you can gift subs to just random ass people. Yeah, so here's the thing. I started watching Tim. I absolutely love his energy. I love his wholesomeness. I love his kind of approach on streaming. And like I said, you might notice I say good morning, evening, and afternoon, and goddamn, guess where I got that from? Oh my god, you guys. All right. So we have Ninja, Shroud, Tim, and Pokey all up in here. You guys. I was close to tears. I was close to like physical crying, just a little bit. And then we just got ridiculous. And guys, I appreciate you so much. I can't explain how much. Then it became a little goofy. Yeah, once I saw Pokey, it became a little it got a little weird. Thank you guys. Regardless of who those gifted subs are to, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
What are you doing, step bro?
I appreciate all of you guys. I can't fully explain. My lexicon of the English language does not allow me to fully express how appreciative and thankful I am of you guys and your continued support of, I say this channel, but like really like it continued support of me, and I appreciate you guys. You get what you fucking deserve. That Valkyrie Matt, the fact that like
Thank you for your patronage.
the fact that there are 2 YouTube streamers here now is just funny to me. Here's the thing, you guys. Listen, regardless of I appreciate you guys saying it's what you deserve. It's one of those things, you know, like it's no, they can still watch Twitch. I'm just saying, like, I assume they primarily interact not on Twitch. That's why it's funny. But regardless of how often, I'm not hating. I streamed on YouTube. I'm fully aware. I know. But like, let me finish my sentence. Regardless of how you guys may say you deserve it, anything like that, I always want to make sure that I'm improving, that I'm growing, that I'm providing, you know, a return for you guys. And it's not transactional. It's not like you give me money, I give you entertainment. But just, it's one of those things. I still very much feel like I stream for friends, which I do. And I'm very fortunate to be in that position. And I don't expect it. I don't feel like I deserve it. And I know it's kind of like an imposter syndrome thing, but yeah, it's one of those things, like, I do this because I love it, and, you know, I want to share in that passion with you guys, and you guys always go above and beyond, and I appreciate you guys. Oh, what syndrome? Dun, 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 dun. Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, that's about what I have to say to you guys today. And, you know, we'll get right back on the train of doing what we love most and playing some games and experiencing life together. And oh, Matt. Okay, so here's the deal. Matt, you've donated far more than I could ever I don't know. I could ever thank you for. I will continue to thank you, obviously, but one, thank you, Matt, obviously, on behalf of St. Jude, thank you as well. And I guess this means that we've got 3 cat made streams coming up, huh? I guess that means we have 3 cat made streams coming up. Matt, do you like genuinely want to be a mod? Because, like, here's the thing. I'm not asking you to be a mod. I'm not asking you to be a mod for me. I'm asking you, like, do you actually want to be a mod? Because, like, realistically, I don't hand out the mods because, like I said, it's a thankless job, even though I try to show my appreciation as much as I can. But, like, there has to be a time where you're in a stream and you're just sitting back and relaxing, you know? Because you're a mod in Rainy's Spirits. Are you one in Alex's too? Like, or Ice's? Because, like, yeah, exactly. You don't really want to be a mod, so, like, Matt, provide your resume. Matt, I appreciate your willingness. I get whipped and we're not allowed to unionize. Yeah, you can unionize, just not here. You get fired. You don't mod for Alex? Okay. My point being, though, of like... Y'all are gonna get me in fucking trouble. My point being, though, of like, I want you to be able to have a stream where you sit back and relax and don't have to, like, actively mod, you know? Oh my god, you're gonna... Humble. Humble, you're killing me. I need to get a charity alert, too. I need to figure out how to incorporate that. I don't know if that's like a Stream Elements thing or what I'll have to set up, but I need to get an alert for that as well, because otherwise it's a anonymous and thankless thing that cannot stand. If you ever need mod help because of the difference of D and KD happen to help. All right. I think Stream Elements has one for charity. Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to look into that a little bit because, like I said, I need to make sure that you can at least have something like fun happen on the screen. Hold on. I'll figure it out later. I'm not gonna like set it up right now, but that being said, so I think I'm gonna take tomorrow off just for the record. Get a couple things set up and go from there. And then after that, I will get you guys a schedule for this week. So like I said, it's going to be a little bit weird kind of leading up into December up until about the 9th. Because then, no, we're not leaving yet. We're not leaving yet. I'm waiting for Humble. Hi, 7 Cheese. Is the world round or flat? Neither. It's spherical. Welcome in, by the way. My name is Galactic Bear. I am a multimedia editor and content creator, and I'm glad to have you here. Also, I like the fact that it's 7 cheeses and not 4 or 3 or even a single cheese. I can be like mod contractor. You can hire me for a stream. My price is good times. Mr. Humble, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your contribution towards St. Jude. Officially putting us a little bit closer towards that second charity incentive. Humble, I thank you so much. I appreciate it. And as I've stated on behalf of St. Jude and myself, thank you. It's quiet work that you guys are doing, but it's work that, you know, is making a difference in, hopefully, in someone's life. So, with that being said, D, what do you mean see you in 2023? Now, like I said, my plan is to kind of get you guys introduced to the schedule this next week up through the 9th. So I guess technically like the next week and a half, next 2 weeks. And then after that, I will be at my in-laws for about a week because we're going to be spending time with her family. And we also have the first, I think I'll be up there for the first 2 days of Hanukkah. And then we'll be back down here. Streams will probably resume back in the evening. So kind of that 4:35, somewhere in there time. And then we will kind of get into Christmas festivities and holiday festivities. And then we will get into the new year. Once Leah has departed again, unfortunately, the time will come. Then we will kind of get into the schedule for hopefully kind of just like 2023. But with that being said, you guys, after stream, I probably will be. I'm probably going to spend a little bit of time on the Porcelain Throne, given the status of the Carolina Reaper. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll let you guys know for sure. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much. Once again, thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for investing your time, your efforts, and, you know, really just your continued love and support into me, into this stream, and into this. Browns are finally going to the Super Bowl. You guys are ridiculous. I am going to, so for tonight, I'm going to work on a graphic, you know, get some Twitch panels updated for the charity incentives so you guys know where we're at. Kind of get some information updated, that sort of stuff. I will probably be hanging out in Discord and stuff like that. So, you know, you see memes and whatnot, I'll be there. But once again, thank you guys. Couldn't do this without the community. Couldn't do this without my mods. AD&D. Much love to you guys. Thank you guys for 2 incredible years. And most importantly, thank you to my beautiful wife for being my foundation and staying behind me all this time. I will let you guys know about this next week as we go into it and what my plan is. And then you'll probably also catch me on some spirit streams as well. Maybe some rainy streams, depending. With that being said, my name is Galactic Bear. It has been a pleasure streaming for you guys today. And thank you for 2 years. I will see you guys Monday, if there's no spirit stream or anything like that tomorrow. And I look forward to the years to come. Have a great rest of your day, your weekend, and whatever activities you're up to. You guys are loved and appreciated.